to another episode of the Flagrant 2 podcast. No easy buckets, analysis by assholes, water cooler commentary for your sports needs. We are here.
Yeah.
We are clearly taking over the world. The asshole army is expanding.
Yes.
Expanding. You can keep it tight, but the army can't expand. We've seen a lot of celebrities throwing it up, have we not?
Yo,
Who started? Who was the first celeb? Who was the first athlete? Who was the first megastar that you saw throw it up?
I mean,
recently.
Pick and choose. We got Beyonce throwing it up.
Golly.
Andre Iguodala throwing it up.
Let's do one at a time. Let's do one at a time.
James Harden throwing it up.
Let's do one at a time. Beyonce.
Look at Beyonce. Keeping it real loose.
At
The
Baychella.
assholes. I hear that.
Okay. At Baychella.
Shout out to Ray VB. She took this picture too. That's
Ray VB?
Yeah, it's a Ray VB classic right there.
I don't know who that is, but
she's
shout
our
out
photographer, man. We go on the road for Untitled together.
Oh, she's your photographer? She took that
she
picture?
shot Beyonce this weekend at Coachella. So
hey, man.
like,
throw it up one time for Ray VB. Keep it nice and tight
Keep
for
it
her.
tight.
Thank you, man. Beyonce out there at Coachella, throwing it up, keeping it tight for the millions of people watching all around the world.
Facts.
She knows what podcast it is.
You know.
She's a lady asshole.
You know Beyonce's an avid listener of Flagrant.
Oh, consummate lady asshole.
I could almost
Beyonce the queen asshole.
She is.
That's queen.
She's queen asshole.
Queen asshole.
queen asshole.
Did you guys see the performance?
Oh, did I? My wig was snatched. My Jordans were scuffed.
Bro,
my waves are whatever the male equivalency of getting your wig snatched.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me watching this Beyonce performance. I was blown away.
She's amazing.
I'm not even like the biggest, like if anybody, listens, like I'm more of like a Rihanna type of person. Like I don't stand for Beyonce like that.
Yeah.
But just on like just as a physical, just like the attention to detail.
Yeah, physical.
Just remember it.
Like it is, yeah. Like
how do you remember all the steps?
Holy fuck!
There's
like,
literal stairs that she has to walk down. There's all these different dance moves, a million different people. It's very impressive.
She's the female Mike.
Yeah. I would say that. I would even, you know what?
Dancing and singing that well. I remember seeing, I think it was Sierra, mad early in her career, performing at like NBA All-Star Weekend, and she was dancing and trying to sing, and she was like, "Automatic, supersonic," and Beyonce kills it, man.
No, dude, she kills it. Dude, do you see Jay-Z's part?
Oh God,
I didn't watch it yet. I haven't watched the performance yet.
Jay needs to clear his throat before he fucking raps, dude. This guy sounded prepubescent. He literally he gets up there. I mean, Beyonce's voice is pristine, crystal clear, powerful, beautiful. And then Jay gets on. He goes, "I used to run bass like Juan Pierre. He sound like the yodeling fucking kid. He's a Walmart. I was like, is this the Walmart yodeling kid or is this Jay-Z? Cut your hair down. Something about your long hair is making your voice go up.
He does kind of do that. That's kind of his trademark. You now tuned into the fucking greatest.
This was exceeding. It was exceeding it. I was exceeding it. I've been a Jay-Z consumer for years. And it was like almost cringeworthy to listen to it.
Now,
Did you notice? It's not.
I noticed 100%, and I almost think that's what makes Beyonce a lady asshole because she knew that was coming.
Beyonce,
there's no way you go through that many rehearsals, that much attention to detail that she put to every single step in that show.
Yeah,
and you don't tell your husband when
to
he
eat a
lozenge.
Like,
word, like, you know
what I mean? Like, yo, can you
some
go
of
like
that
this?
green tea right here, dog. Like,
do this before you come out.
Beyonce wanted to make sure the part of her show was absolutely, positively spot on.
This why Beyonce is the queen, though. She don't ask for too much. All she wanted was Jay-Z to stop cheating, and he seems to have done that. And she good.
She definitely took
That's why
his
she the
balls.
queen.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because he sounds like it. He sounds like he got neutered, bro. It is. I wish that you guys could go and listen to the first line of the song.
Yeah.
He hits a note that I don't think Beyonce is capable of hitting. Beyonce has it too. I used to rap it. It goes up the high, and I was like, "What is going on, dude?" It was.
I had the snail.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Damn, I hope you're all right." Like, and it's like, though, this girl has been fucking doing backflips in heels, hasn't missed a fucking note.
He took 7 steps on the stage.
And he sounded winded.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as he got
it's too dry out here in the desert. It's too dry. I need some humidity for my vocal cords.
I was like, Hov, you had to go and hold it down for the fellas that
Bro,
one time.
Hov sound like a jerky boy. It's like, dude, are you doing prank calls, Hov? What the fuck is going on here?
It's like, though, you only had 3 minutes. You had one job, Hov. Don't go in there and look like fucking sound like you just don't sound like an opening act when you walk in there, dog. Like
she had to say, all right, give it up for Jay, y'all. Can you please give it up for Jay? Which is kind of fun. I will give this up for Jay, right? It's like this dude comes out after she sings 10 songs about how much of a piece of shit he is.
She said she's gonna go. You can watch my ass go bounce on the next dick boy.
Yo,
like,
I didn't, and
you think you're dealing with some average bitch boy?
Son,
and keep your millions.
Yo,
I'm like, yo.
I'd be disrespected off that line. Millions, bitch.
I'm
I'm not worth 4 million, bitch. Fuck out of here, bitch.
And that's the shit. That's what makes Beyonce so fucking badass, dog. Cause like she could say that.
She's the best.
And Hov is still gonna come back like, yeah, you right.
She's the greatest in our lifetime.
Facts.
At what?
It just
performer,
like
just-
think of how long she's been the best female artist. It's insane. It's spanning decades at this point. And she's not getting worse.
Yeah.
She just gives these girls what they need, man. Like, these girls are so insecure because they've been treated like shit for so long by dudes. And she just tells them, hey, you're strong, you're powerful, you can do anything you want, you can leave them. I mean, I can't, but you guys absolutely can do all those things, and you can accomplish
But she
that
lets
shit.
you know that she's the bitch in charge, though.
Nah, and I don't read her shit.
That's like a bit, you know, that's like
And on
one of
top
those-
of that, as far as
Fam.
putting Beyonce in the category of greatest of all time, let's remember Beyonce never touched no kids, allegedly. Or didn't
so
have
she can't
no.
be the greatest. Can't be the greatest. You ain't touch
we
no
got,
kids.
we
We don't
got,
know
we
how
got to
great
test
you
that
are.
scandal.
I know you need
gotta
a diddle.
test that scandal,
You
man.
might have to do some babysitting for Kelly or some shit in the near future.
Yeah, but this is the difference. If Beyonce touched a kid, what kid is gonna complain?
Facts.
That
That's
fact.
true. That is true.
Let me also say this: her anthems to women don't bother me as much as like I read it as like confidence. Whereas Meghan Trainor, everything she sings, I'm like, all right, bitch, we get it. You insecure. Stop lying to all of us, including yourself.
Yeah.
Beyonce just confident. She's telling girls to have confidence. I'm cool with that.
And girls need it. She's Gary Vee.
Yeah.
I was watching
Yeah.
this. She's Gary Vee, right? She's like inspiring. She's getting out there and she's making girls believe in themselves. When no, look, everybody needs inspiration. I watch a Gary Vee Instagram post for a little bit, and I love Gary Vee because he don't even let them finish the question. Like, it's just some like weird insecure dude with like glasses on, and it'd be like, so what do I do when it's time? Time. The thing about time is, okay, time. There's only 24 hours in the day, but what you got to do is find a way to use 18 hours of those days to tell as much wine as you possibly can. What is your industry? No, I was just talking about the Time's Up movement about like stopping to rape girls. Fair enough, but if you are raping girls, you want to make sure you do it 18 out of 24 hours a day. You put in much.
Be great.
Be great, okay? And also go on eBay, sell some tires, find something that you.
Oh man.
Oh man, I love Gary Vee, but he's just
Yo,
Shouts to Gary, man.
he's a lot.
He's trying to
a lot,
inspire,
man.
like, and I get. I think it's organic. I think she naturally
real
came out
confidence?
there.
Real confidence is your man cheats on you and you don't leave.
That's true.
I mean,
And then you let him cheat on you again before you make an album about
first
it.
of all, men don't cheat. So I don't even know what this bitch singing about.
I don't like listen. I don't like the men don't cheat
I thought
movement.
this was just great fiction,
Yeah,
great work of fiction
that's
for
it.
so long. I was like, wow, Lemonade is a great album.
Game
Too
of
bad it's
Thrones,
not
Lemonade,
true.
entertainment. Like, let's keep it real.
Listen,
And then 444 came out, and I was like, yeah,
He's playing
wow,
into it.
they're really playing this up. This is real, some real fiction that
Must
these
be
guys are putting
performance
together.
art.
These
Oh my
rappers
gosh.
exaggerate. They don't really kill people. Okay?
Exactly.
And listen,
Exactly. Jay
so
didn't
rappers
cheat.
also exaggerate about cheating. It's not real. Men don't cheat. We know that for a fact. Okay? Let's be honest about this. I mean, it's great. I hope that, she inspired a lot of women, but
Yeah.
all you women, you're not getting cheated out there.
and you know who Jay-Z is? Jay-Z is our Sinatra.
Mm.
You know when you listen to Sinatra and you're like, what the fuck? Well, maybe you guys are New Yorkers, so it's different, but not from New York. I listen to Sinatra. I was like, what is this white man talking about?
Yeah.
That's how our kids and grandkids are going to look at Sinatra or Jay-Z, and we're going to be like, nah, you don't get it, though. It's the whole thing. It's the swagger. It's what he did. He got Beyonce.
See,
and
facts.
they're going to be like, shut the fuck up.
I've that's a great take. I think Duval is Sinatra.
Nah.
Duval don't got the love like Sinatra. That's my point. My point is about the adulation.
Wait. You guys are comparing Little Duval to
Okay,
Frank
don't
Sinatra.
take the tease out of his name. Cam. No, ever
It's like,
since you
come
got
on,
this
dog,
show,
you
dog.
can't-
Ever since
Let me
you got this
explain.
show, you're a little too good for us.
But no, give me. All right, I love
explain.
Duval too, but
Let me explain.
Sinatra.
Let me
Respect
explain.
the man's
Sinatra.
name.
Let me explain.
You go from like.
Let me
all
explain.
right, please
Let me
explain.
explain.
I need to
Let
know.
me explain.
I need to
Of
Let
know.
me
course he's
explain.
gonna explain.
Let me explain.
This is what he does.
And I'm talking about in the context of comedy, right?
Okay.
So Jay-Z is an elite rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is elite at rap. Like, no one will deny that skill that he has of
Facts.
rapping is great. Sinatra didn't write no fucking lyrics.
Yeah.
Sinatra sang, but he wasn't the greatest singer, right? Sinatra was just, like you said, so interesting and so entertaining that we showed up to whatever his medium was.
Mhm.
You know, if he was a poker player, we'd go watch him play poker. If he was a golfer,
Acting.
we'd watch him play golf. He did acting, etc. We were just so into Sinatra, the entity of Sinatra. And I feel like that's the thing with Duval is like Duval is such an interesting personality. He's he's bigger than comedy. Comedy is the thing he chooses to express himself through, but Duval the person, he's never put out a comedy special. This is one of the biggest comics in the country in terms of selling tickets.
Yeah.
I mean, sell this out everywhere, right? One of the biggest countries in the world that never put out a comedy special. Think about that.
Mhm.
It's because comedy is the thing that we witness him through, but him as a person is bigger than the art he's in. I don't know if Jay-Z is bigger.
Under that guise
That's a valid point.
of we buy more into the personality than the actual trait. I would say Cardi B's Frank Sinatra.
Thank you. Yo.
Cardi B's the Frank Sinatra of hip hop because it's like before she even put out a single song, she had millions of people invested in her, like in the personality, whatever the hell she does.
Yep.
Whether it before she was even on Love and Hip Hop, just being on Instagram.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like she was just an interesting personality. The fact that she chose to do music, or like if she chose to do like acting, whatever the hell she does.
Charlamagne said,
like,
"Well, we fell in love with her before we fell in love with her music."
Yeah, like
now
dog,
the latest
music was just a heat check,
the latest music is
it's
fire.
great. And the music is on top. Dog, I went to like 3, maybe 4 parties this weekend.
I don't even listen to music. That shit is hot.
Oh my God. It was like a fucking hood rat mating call. Every time Bickenhead came on, yo. Every time Bickenhead came on, when she goes, "This is for my nasty hoes." All the girls go, "Ow!" Run to the stage. I've never seen anything like it. Like the closest I've probably ever seen to it was like
Hood Rat mating call so fucking funny.
hood rat mating
And
call.
let's acknowledge one thing, fellas. We need to be a lot more grateful for Cardi
Yeah.
than Beyonce, because you getting a lot more pussy off of Cardi than you getting off Beyonce.
Oh, for
Beyonce
sure.
gonna have your girl like, I don't give head. Do you know what I mean? Cardi gonna have your girl like, let's see how far it goes.
I've met a good 45 Cardi B's in my life. I maybe have seen somebody with one Beyonce-like trait.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I've seen dozens and dozens of Cardi B's in my lifetime, man. And I think that's the closest thing I can compare it to, just as far as like
I think she's a great,
what
great.
she
great-
does.
yeah.
Like maybe Rihanna had it at one point where she just had like
Where she wasn't that good at singing.
wasn't that great of a
She didn't
singer.
write anything.
Yeah.
My only disagreement with you is just that I
Jay-Z's
think Jay's so
actually
elite.
skilled.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yet he has all the qualities of Sinatra.
I mean, in terms of the adulation we give him.
No, I understand.
And I also think in 50, 60 years, people are going to be like, he's not that great. And we're going to be
Yeah.
like, shut the fuck up. Don't you dare
yeah.
disrespect the gods like
Kind
that.
of like Jordan.
yeah.
It's kind of like Jordan
He's
now.
got-
If you
yeah,
talk-
exactly.
If you talk to kids about, it's coming now. Like if you talk to kids about Michael Jordan, he's the meme guy or the guy with the sneakers.
But Jordan was also like indisputably the greatest.
Yeah.
Sinatra and Jay-Z were good.
Mhm.
They both got songs about New York that we love, but people later are going to be listening to that like,
It's
hey, man, I
alright.
guess. Alicia
Yeah.
Keys is good in that song. I don't know about Jay-Z.
I think that Jay-Z is a better rapper than Sinatra was a singer. Like Sinatra
I
had
bet a guy that age would slap you in the mouth.
if he was being objective.
I've got you. That's there. Under my skin. That's the shit, bro.
Nah, if he was being
That's how great Sinatra is. Black ass Cats know how to sing it, dog.
well, here's
I'm a New York. That's the New Yorker.
I
dog.
know,
You
New
gotta
Yorkers
the
love this
Sinatra
dude.
shit.
Listen, and there's a lot to love about Sinatra. Like he's got a great fucking story, you know. But I'm just saying, if you asked a singer, if you're like, who's got the greatest male voice
Yeah.
ever, I don't think that they're going to say Sinatra. They'll say that he articulated really well, and it was very easy to understand
Yeah.
his songs because he pronounced the words so well.
So, to that point, I don't want to stay on this too long.
I'm just saying, for a guy from New Jersey,
Yeah, that's
that's
incredible.
impressive.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I think Jay-Z is a great rapper, but I think we're going to look at a lot of rappers and say, oh, he's better at rapping. Eminem, skill-wise in rap, I hate giving it up to white
Eminem's
rappers.
better than all of them.
But
Skill-wise.
even now, people kind of look at Eminem as like, was he really that good?
He's-
Really?
he's fantastic.
Skill-wise, he's that good.
Skill-wise,
Just skill,
yeah,
but rap
it's
is
like-
never about skill. Rap is about personality.
It's about
and he had the
personality and perspective.
It's wrestling.
Yeah. It's
It's
personality
ra-
and perspective. Like, if I can't relate, the reason why motherfuckers loved Eminem is because there was
He's
a
the
whole
only one
nation
talking about
there
that
was
shit.
a whole nation of middle
Son,
America white
angsty
dudes.
white
He
people.
was Trump before Trump.
This is true.
All those people
Yeah.
that voted for Trump were listening to Eminem. Like, finally, someone talking about our struggle, what
Yeah.
we go through. Yeah,
Yep.
it sucks for
Yeah.
us, too.
Like, before Eminem came out, like, white people loved rap, but there was like, man, I wish there was a guy that I could relate to because all
Yep.
these
Facts.
crazy gangster dudes, I don't know this life. I
Yeah.
don't know these people shooting up and
Yeah.
robbing people, yada, yada,
Anybody's
yada.
mom hate him?
But, yeah, exactly. Like, yeah.
Anybody?
I get a pills.
Y'all love your mom so
I know
much. What the
pills.
fuck?
I know slutty girlfriends. I know all these things. Like, Eminem's my guy, and that's how he made millions of dollars. But
Can I say a real quick funny Frank Sinatra story? It's actually Don Rickles. Don Rickles, how do you say it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
You heard this story? So Don Rickles is trying to impress his girl on a date, some hot ass girl or whatever, and he's at this bar and Frank Sinatra is there, and they're homies. So he goes
Yes.
over to Frank. He's like, "Hey, Frank, I'm trying to impress this girl. She's super out of my league. Well, this is my version. I might be fucking up a little bit." He's like, "Can you just come over and say hi? It would really like make me look good in front of her if you could help me out." So Frank's like, "All right, man, I'll go over there." So he goes over like 20 minutes.
20 minutes later, yeah.
Like 20 minutes later, and Don's sitting down with the girl, and he's like, "Hey, Don, how you doing? What's good? How are you?" And then Don is like, "Frank, can't you see I'm busy? I'm here with somebody. Get the fuck out of here." Like, think how good that makes you
That
look.
is a
That
great
you don't have
move.
time for Frank Sinatra, and then
Like,
Frank
relax.
Sinatra had him thrown out of the restaurant.
No, he didn't.
yeah, Frank don't fuck around.
I didn't hear that.
That's what I've heard.
I didn't hear
That's
that
what I've
part. I missed that end of the
I
story.
strive to be that petty one day.
Okay. Well, let's start. Let's get into some deportes. Let's get into some. Obviously, everybody heard this. Big Khloe Kardashian, Tristan Thompson. While we're talking about, men not cheating, we should definitely bring that up. So,
It's really unfortunate.
it is very unfortunate this whole situation, and I think that we're gonna have to give the asshole of the week this week to the Kardashians.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Absolutely.
Are you guys familiar with when like America arms rebels in other countries?
Yes.
Okay, we armed the people.
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, or we armed the people that eventually turned into ISIS.
Yeah,
Shit. Osama bin Laden was even working with the CIA, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And we arm them, and hopefully they do this rebellion, and then sometimes they win, and then they take over, right? And then all of a sudden they start doing some wild shit,
and then we gotta
and now we gotta go fight them.
Yeah.
That's-
how Al Qaeda was built. Al-Qaeda
Exactly.
to ISIS. to all
ISIS,
that
yeah.
shit.
So that's what happened with Khloe and Tristan, right? If you see those two girls that Tristan allegedly cheated with, they look exactly like Kardashians.
That's what I was saying.
So these Kardashians, you sold the world lip kits.
Mhm.
You sold the world hairstyles. Shit, you have a clothing store. You sold the rest of the world the way to dress just like you, makeup just like you, hair just like you. You sold surgeries so they could look exactly
and the
just like
blueprint
you.
of getting famous with no discernible talent.
Not only that, not only the blueprint for getting famous with no discernible, the blueprint for having a sex tape or some sort of sexual act caught on camera.
Mhm.
And now you upset. Now you upset that it worked on motherfuckers. It's like, this is your own creation. It's Frankenstein. You built the monster.
the
Now you got to
biggest-
fight it.
It's the biggest double-edged sword in society right now. It's like we created these monsters for better or
And
for
they are
worse.
monsters.
And
I hate
We've
everything about
created
them.
We've
All I'm
created
saying
these
is,
monsters.
ladies,
yeah.
you can't be upset when there's bitches out there that look just like you and your man want to fuck.
I'm telling you.
Do you know what I mean? Keep it tight. Keep it tucked.
Yeah.
If you got some shit that's fire that only your man likes, don't share it with the world.
Mm.
But you want to make a profit, and now he's out there. He probably thought it was Khloe.
Because
He was
every-
confused. I think he was confused.
I think he was like, you don't think better than one Chloe is two Chloes. This was an
Facts.
homage, really.
Facts. Well, yeah.
Then you got your bit.
I had to. Yeah, I used to say there was.
They have to understand that, like, anytime you're giving game away, there's somebody in a small lab thinking we can rebuild them, we can make them smarter,
Facts.
faster,
Facts.
sleeker, not as you know what I mean. And then when it happens and it's used against you, it's and to all this to this credit, it kind of makes me upset that we even given Tristan Thompson this much
Shine?
attention. You know what I mean? This much like. He's not nearly good enough an NBA player to warrant this many headlines on a team that has.
You know how
LeBron
good of an
James on
NBA
it.
player is? He married Chloe. You're that good. You got Chloe.
You got the fourth.
You and
fourth
Rashad
hottest
McCants got the
Kardashian.
same girl.
She got passed around, huh?
Is she? Is
I'm
she?
sure.
What tier Kardashian is she?
Yo.
She's definitely. I'm probably taking Chris over her.
No.
No, Chris is bad. Chris Jenner is bad.
She
dog.
competing with Caitlyn.
no,
Her and
bro,
Caitlyn
bro.
fighting over the same
Yeah,
thing.
she competed with Caitlyn. I will say this, okay? And I was talking to some buddies about this.
Would you rank them?
Would I rank the Kardashians?
Yeah. Would you rank them?
Yeah, sure. Kylie, yes. What is her name? Kendall, yes.
I think Kendall's the baddest one.
I think
Yeah,
she
Kendall's
looks the
the
best
best
because she
one.
got the least work done.
She does she looks like she has the
But
least work done.
Kylie's the most fun for a night. Like Kim, I would never marry or anything like that because
Kim
her
seems like a
body's
wet
so
blanket.
weird.
Yeah.
But it's just like it looks great in pictures, but when you see sometimes the non-filtered
Yeah, it's really
pictures,
droopy.
it's just but it's just weird. It's odd. But for a night, you're like, well, I want to play with all these things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like a hotel.
You don't want to
room.
wake up to that every day.
Dude, it's a suite with a bowling room, a bowling alley. You know that shit? Like, you know, you go with
For
your
one
boys to
night.
Vegas, you're like, oh, sick, we got a bowling alley. But you're there for a week, you're like, dude, are you fucking bowling? It's 4 a.m. I'm trying to sleep. What the hell's going on here? So I definitely do. I basically do everyone except the mom.
You're bugging.
And
The mom's first on my list.
Nah,
First
she's
for what?
she's
The first one
she's
for
the actual
everything.
devil. I
Nah,
think
man.
Yo, bro.
you know this tape apparently came out like 4 months ago, and then
Oh, they
she
held
just
up.
sat on it.
Yes.
This
Yeah.
bitch is evil genius. She's
Oh,
the
yeah.
devil incarnate.
Dog,
Yeah.
the devil works hard, but
I
Kris
really-
Jenner works harder, bro.
I think she, real talk, I think
Big
she knew
facts.
Lamar smoked crack, and she was just like, let that happen, let
Yo,
that go.
Let that shit
It's
slide,
good
bro.
ratings.
Of
It's
course,
good
they
for
all
ratings.
knew. They all knew.
Took
So
that blood oath, man. They're like, fuck it, man. We all in. We're gonna be famous. We're gonna let the world know our lives. All right, we'll trade this in, but we're gonna be filthy fucking
Filthy
rich.
And
fucking
any
rich.
Kardashian you don't like, it's because of Chris. Like, how you think they got that way?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing, and this is why the Big Three basketball league is the dumbest league in the whole world. How do you not make a team out of Lamar Odom, Chris Humphries, and Tristan Thompson?
Well, like, two of them are still playing in the NBA. Isn't Chris Humphrey still in the league?
Is he?
I know Tristan obviously is.
Tristan barely hanging
Okay,
on.
this is a joke.
But Chris Humphries might. I don't think Chris Humphries is in the league.
Two of them are technically signed to a contract. They can't be in this fictional team in the Big Three.
Oh, my bad.
You're gonna shave him out of the
My
joke?
bad,
I'm
my
just
bad,
saying,
my bad,
bro.
my bad.
That-
I got
tell me
caught
that
up in it.
we could call it
No,
Generation
I
X.
haven't heard from Chris
Generation
Humphries
X
in a
is good.
minute, man. I've heard from Chris Humphries in a minute. I'm absolutely not sure if he's still on the basketball team.
He may or may not, but that would be the Big Three team.
Yeah.
Lamar, Chris Humphries, Tristan
I
Thompson.
feel like there was another one.
Coached by Tyga.
There was.
Caitlyn coming off the bench.
Caitlin
But you know who would be the best of that crew? Because you forget Chloe and James Harden were a thing for a while too.
Oh, that's Oh, right. James
crazy.
Harden could
Yeah,
be.
James
My
Harden-
man
that-
dumped her and
he
then
dumped her
immediately
and
was
flourished.
Yeah.
And
He saw
MVP
it.
conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he saw it going.
I feel
Oh,
like he
man.
said he mentioned
He
something
had
like
some
that
passive
too, right?
like not outright naming she's the reason, but he's like, yeah, I just got more time to focus on basketball now. Like I can
Yeah.
just be good at basketball.
He's like he wasn't. He said something about like just like about fame or something like that. Like he pretty much alluded to like like being associated with this crew, like you're distracted.
and now he
you
just
know
has a
what I mean? And now
harem
it's
and he's
just-
killing it.
Yeah, does he? He has like a bunch of chicks.
I think that's my understanding, right? He's
I'm
got
pretty
like
sure.
Is that where he gets his outfits for the GQ magazine cover? Did you
Listen,
see
that
these,
GQ magazine cover was
bro?
fire.
Oh,
Fire.
yeah. I mean, it was fire. I mean, it did. Yeah, it lived up to the reputation of James Harden, which is an absolutely adorable, cute man.
Mhm.
And I don't know if I support those outfits on my MVP.
How do you not support that?
It was soft, dog.
Yeah, it's pretty
just
easy to
fucking
not support it,
soft,
isn't it? My
bro.
man's wearing
There's
pink
nothing
shorts.
tight about it at all. It was
Listen.
super loose, very loose, dude.
My man,
It was
I-
very
I-
loose.
I feel you on that one, but Kobe Bryant set the bar for a soft fucking
that all white
photo
shoot.
shoots, man.
Oh, when he looked like the refugee.
Yes.
That motherfucker looked like he was.
He looked like a
fresh
Saudi
out of
Arabian
Ethiopia.
refugee.
Nah,
Like-
dude, he looked like he got saved, sent to Minnesota.
Please, sir. I just want to make enough money to feed my children, sir.
That
But
looked
Kobe
like some
set the
shit.
bar for that, man. Like that shit. Well, once I saw that, I'm like, all right, well,
Nah, this
There's
is way
no way.
softer. Kobe was elegant.
that was not.
Kobe was elegant, bro. That was beautiful. That could've
Also,
been a Prada
Kobe's game was
ad.
such, and I hated Kobe when he played.
But his game was
But
savage.
he was such a fucking assassin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he didn't flop like Harden flops. He's not sitting there dancing around. It's his game
Getting
wasn't
away
cute.
with traveling.
Kobe's game was like
Yeah.
that was a killer's
Nah,
game.
there was no
Aggressive.
pussy. It was straight killer.
Mhm.
Yeah, he didn't do that. Yeah, he didn't play any of these cheap tricks.
Mm.
that he just went at your fucking neck.
It was aggressive too, man.
People have been tagging us in the Jimmy Butler. Like, he's just got his forearm on James Harden and at, like, half court, and then James Harden just falls over randomly, and then Jimmy Butler is called for a foul.
I didn't see it.
Nah, you got tagged in a
That
few
shit was
things
terrible.
on IG.
That shit was terrible. It's
Probably get a lot more notifications than me. I haven't having time to check.
I see them too. I see them too. God damn it.
My bad, y'all.
Oh,
I'm gonna
man.
go look. I look after 10. After 10 o'clock, I can look.
But nah, man. Like I thought the James Harden shoe was tight. Like I'm. It's hard for me to continue to like kind of hate on this dude. Not really hate, but just kind of like not.
Not give it up.
No, I mean like I can't keep just like letting him not get props for like taking advantage of what essentially is like a glitch in the Matrix. Like he's the perfect player in the perfect system in the perfect time for the NBA to pretty much be a human glitch. Where like if you play a video game and you figure out that one glitch in Madden that is always a touchdown, or that one shot that's always open in 2K that you never miss. James Harden's a human version of that.
I will say this, though. Whenever I played video games, and I would do that during the regular season, it worked. But then when I played my friends, they'd be
But yo,
like,
what the fuck, bro?
No, they would still, they'd have a defense. They'd be like, nah, this don't work because of this, if they played.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about Harden. In the playoffs, when it gets real tight and competition elevates,
Yeah.
they're like, nah, this ain't going to work, man.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, it worked. It worked like shit last night,
though.
man. Yeah,
He balled.
he was
Scored
kicking
12
ass.
straight in the fourth or something like that. I mean,
And our boy was guarding him too for a lot of that. Our boy Jimmy Butler.
I love Jimmy Bucket.
Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns also had 8 points.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's scared, man. It's a new
lights are
Mr.
bright.
confidence all the time. It's tough. Playoffs are different.
It is fascinating to watch what rookies are playing and what young people are playing. Their first playoff game versus like what people are just scared.
Yeah, I definitely think it's one of those things where Karl Anthony Towns isn't necessarily a rookie, but the actual true rookies or first-year NBA players are playing so well because I really do believe you could be too young and dumb to know better. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like Karl Anthony Towns has been
Ignorance is bliss.
ignorance is bliss.
Yeah,
like Karl Anthony Towns was in the league for a while. He's felt like he's been on shitty teams where like there wasn't a whole lot of
He's excited.
expectations.
It means something to him.
Yeah. And it means something. Well, Ben Simmons is just like, fuck it. I'm just going to go out here and throw 15 dimes. Donovan Mitchell doesn't care.
Man.
Like,
So,
Jason
I
Tatum.
want to get into all these. I want to get into all these guys and talk about it right before, just so we don't ignore it. I just want to acknowledge the Flagrant 2 effect on baseball.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. We should have done that earlier. Yeah.
And then we're going to get back to basketball. But we said on this very show,
We had a whole episode called Baseball is Dead.
baseball is dead.
Yeah.
And we explained the remedy for baseball. And the remedy for baseball was more violence.
Yes.
And we needed more violence. And what happened these last few weeks have looked like a fucking purge movie. Okay, every time I turn on ESPN, it's not some fat guy eating sunflower seeds.
Right.
It's some dorky pitcher throwing a ball, hitting a guy, the guy contemplating for a second, and then fucking brawl.
Yeah, I think that's what I like a lot about these fights because you can tell a
just
lot of
beautiful.
them have been like, they usually do the, I'm gonna take this base, but I'm gonna see you next time. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, and that's how it always is. Like in years
Yeah.
past, that's what it'd be like. Okay, we know you're not gonna fight. You're just gonna point at each other, and be
Yeah.
like, oh, it's the integrity of the game, and yada. Now they're just like, fuck that,
Yeah,
throwing
let's
hands
go, let's
right
go.
now.
No
listen to
non-smoking
Flagrant 2.
section for baseball players.
Yeah,
Say
nah,
that.
Them
baseball's
motherfuckers
with
getting
the shits now.
emphysema out here. They
That's
want the
right.
smoke.
Hey, it's outside. You can smoke
Yeah.
outside. That is facts. And you know what? I was thinking about baseball fights this week. I did a couple questions a day about it. But if you never saw the sport baseball,
Yeah.
right, and you just showed up at a baseball game and you saw a fight, I believe you would think this is where America keeps its retarded people. Okay? There's a rock is getting thrown at you, a solid rock is getting thrown at you 90 miles per hour.
Yeah.
On purpose, hits your body. You want to go fight the guy who threw that rock. And before you go fight him, you remove your helmet and then place your weapon on the ground. You have a bat that you
Yeah.
could beat up this guy that could have concussed you.
Mm.
And you take that bat, you put it on the ground, you take the helmet, you put it on the ground, and then you go engage in a fight. And then the benches, when they clear, they're with all the equipment. They leave all the equipment. It
yeah.
could be some fucking
Look like fucking Mad
West Side
Max in
Story
there.
or Mad Max,
Just
right?
come there snapping fingers like.
It's Warriors come out to play. saying? Like, but they're leaving all the fun instruments on the side. They just go in the middle. They kind of like bundle up. You know, it's weird. They just zombie horde. Everybody's yelling, "Are we done? We're done, right? Okay." And then we push it aside. It makes no fucking sense. And I guess you're like, we don't want to hurt somebody. Dude, you can die if you get hit in the head with a pitch, right? Or it's like, it can be very bad. It's just a peculiar way of dealing with a fight.
I feel like there's like, is it like assault if you bring the bat?
But shouldn't it be assault with the pitch? Like, you know how boxers have to register their hands? Yeah. Shouldn't a pitcher have to register?
I mean, if you prove throwing? That, I guess if you can prove that it was like on purpose, like if you beat like 5 players in a row, like. Yeah.
So there's no way to prove.
There's no way to prove
that
that the intent is
very good point.
It is crazy when you throw at somebody's head.
Yeah,
that always fucks with me.
And they be doing that shit
when
too.
You beat them in the shoulder or something, I'm like, all right, I get, that's whatever. That sucks. But when they throw high and fast at him and like at him, that's alwaly like, I know he's wearing a helmet, but come the fuck on.
Like, he's trying to kill you. Like, you can die.
Easy.
You know what I mean? Like one hit, one little contusion in your head, and the blood is swelling. That's it. You're done.
I'm just saying, I'm not leaving that bat. Especially some of these pitchers are tall.
Word.
These pitchers are like 6'5".
Most pitchers are tall.
And they got the mound. Like, you run. This is how you notice. This is how you know that, like, there's an advantage a little bit for the pitcher. Because they be mad confident when they're running up to the mound. And then all of a sudden, the mound got like a 3-foot advantage. So they be slowing down, like, all right, how am I going to traverse this one? This is a tricky one right here.
Old Nolan Ryan, dude. Like, motherfucker
scooped him.
Ran right into his fucking underarm. Like, gotcha, bitch. Just,
greatest moment in Rangers history.
Bro, that shit was beautiful. And when his hat got knocked off,
because they're running right up the hill.
And he was so old and country. It's just such a country, like, you know when your son tries to charge at you and you're some farm dad? That's exactly the type of thing.
Old man strength.
Come on, stupid. Get out.
I'm not going to square up with you. I'm not going to do the whole boxing shit. This is what we did in my day.
Just get this over with.
Get this knuckle sandwich, sir.
Get this knuckle sandwich, sir. Any thoughts about baseball and before we move back on to
props to them, man.
Yeah, man. Like we love
get it.
Flagrant 2 is all about the fun of sports.
Yes.
It's all this shit is a game. As serious as we may take it sometimes, at the end of the day, we're watching millionaires play games.
Yeah, hit bats and balls.
If you get hit with a pitch, go and fuck somebody up.
and we need it because we get so much, as basketball fans, we get so much not fighting.
Yes.
So many people charge them out and then look at each other, essentially, and then turn around and everybody gets in the way. Y'all went at it. And I remember that was the Yankees-Red Sox game. I think when I was watching the clip, some motherfucker tackled the batter who was trying to hit the pitcher. Somebody on the other team just came and just Superman tackled that dude. Just dope.
And that's the beauty of it, because it's like all these non-fights that haven't happened in the NBA, and like even in the NFL where people are just like hitting each other in the helmet and stuff like that and nobody's really getting hurt. Guess what? These sports are infinitely more popular than baseball right now.
Yeah, and I think Andrew,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Trust the public. Trust the market. If the market is telling you what we want, which is violence.
Violence and steroids. That's what we want.
We
go. Like steroids. We like violence. We like dingers. We like home runs.
I don't.
We like all that shit. That's as American as apple pie. Fights and home runs. That's all we fucking like, dude.
I think Andrew might have said this last time, but here's the thing. Basketball, football, sports that a lot of us like. I'm not saying baseball's not popular, but it's exciting.
Yeah.
So even the almost fights in basketball suck, but like there's so much excitement around it, whatever.
Right.
Baseball, there's not a lot of excitement. A home run lasts 3 seconds, and it happens every hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
You spend
if that.
4 times as long watching the guy trot the bases as you do watching the actual home run.
They try to make you excited about a pitcher a game where nobody gets a hit.
And that's why NASCAR got crashes, because it's just fucking driving around in a circle 500 times. The crash will hold my interest.
Exactly.
It's like,
they could crash.
Man, it's like a no-hitter is happening. This is exciting. Like, no, it's not.
And exactly. It's not. It's just, it's suspenseful.
Yeah.
But it's not exciting.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Like, even in basketball, if it's like, all right, well, if they're not going to fight, I know if they meet each other at the rim, like, something's going to happen.
Collision.
Well, a collision. Somebody gets dunked on.
Basketball is an
inherently
violent sport if you watch it.
Yeah.
Like, a foul is almost an act of violence.
Part of the game.
Right? Yeah.
Part of the game.
Like a hard foul. Like, I mean, yesterday, Lance
Stevenson,
I think he should have been ejected for it. I think he purposely hit. Alex would disagree, but I think he purposely hit LeBron in his face.
Well, in the 80s, this is what we're talking about. This is why there's so many almost fights now, because in the 80s, that's just what you did.
Yeah.
That's a foul.
You also did coke.
Yeah, for sure.
And when you're on coke, like the entire league was in the 80s, you're going to be doing a lot more fighting.
Fair enough, but I'm just saying, like, back in the day, that was just a foul. Now it's a flagrant, and it should be a flagrant, but I
Right.
think flagrant won.
Yeah, or flagrant one, fine, but
but
like something, it was excessive.
But my point about baseball is you can have your NASCAR crashes, and none of us have the guilt of anyone dying.
Right.
I would be into baseball if they would just fight, just clear the
let 'em
dugout every
fight.
once in a while. Not every
fight.
game,
Yeah,
but
like,
just
you
knowing
know,
that could happen, I'm in.
You get
You're
suspended
giving me
for
something.
a game. Like you play 162 games in a year. You could miss a game for some fisticuffs for the good of the game.
For sure.
Dude, like
Hockey don't need fights. It's fast enough. There's enough shit going on.
It does have fights, though.
It does, but I think you take the hockey fights and you give those to baseball. We got a
yeah,
sport.
like even like I'm not even the biggest hockey fan, but I can appreciate a good hockey
Yeah.
game because it's intense. It's people
And the
getting
fights,
checked, and
the fights make it so the refs don't have to do anything.
that's true.
Ooh, interesting.
It's very
Right?
true.
It's like, I don't know if you've seen this, but there's funny videos. We should put them up. But there's videos of the players talking to the refs. You know, there's no techs in hockey.
No, so they can
So
say
they
whatever the
treat
fuck
the
they want.
refs like ball boys. Like, they're just screaming, they're cursing at them, they're calling them like
They're just there to drop the puck and call
yeah.
the goals, man.
yeah,
Just
just
call
calling them
icing.
bad words for homosexuals a lot, bro.
That
It
rhymes
is
with
in
rhymes with baggett.
Baggett, yes, constantly throwing out baggots, dude. And you're like, he's wearing stripes. How could you talk to a guy wearing stripes like that? But there's no tech because you
Yeah.
don't need them. The players police themselves because they're fighting.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, that brings the fun back to baseball.
That's
man.
all we're
Like,
trying to do is bring the fun back into sports. Anytime
I think it
there's
started a
sport-
few years ago too, like those playoffs when it was like was it the Blue Jays and
Blue Jays and Rangers.
Rangers?
That was a regular season
oh
game.
my god!
Where
No, when dude got punched, but I'm talking about when they played this shit in the
Oh,
playoffs the
yeah,
year
yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was
When
fucking
fucking Jose
terrible.
Batista hits the home run and stares him
threw
down
the
and
bat.
tosses the bat.
A lot of
to, like,
Rangers fans were upset. That was great.
It was beautiful.
Of course he's gonna throw the
It
bat.
was
It
beautiful.
was, I thought it was Astros against. There was Altuve against
They did that last
Blue
year. I think they had a
Jays.
lot
Blue
of.
Jays.
Yeah,
Astros,
yeah.
where the second baseman caught that Batista hooked off on.
Oh
Batista.
yeah,
No,
and his fucking
that's-
helmet spun
Bang.
off of his
No,
eye.
that was Rangers Blue Jays regular season game.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a
That was
Rangers.
the
Ruggiero
year
Door.
after the
Rangers,
bat
Rangers.
toss. That was a
Yes.
receipt for the bat toss. It was
First of
like,
all,
all right,
let toss the bat. I mean, like,
toss the fucking bat.
if you hit a home, first of all,
toss the
you
bat
know
on
how-
the double, dude. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't need a home run.
Toss the bat on a walk, fam. I don't
Word
care.
up.
dude, hitting
Flip that shit into
hitting
the
a
third row.
baseball is, I think, it's the hardest thing to do in sports.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
I don't think there's a harder thing, a single act in sports than hitting a baseball. It's
I
my
don't
opinion.
know.
We can think on it. It's my
Okay.
opinion.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah,
single
yeah.
hardest thing to do it. The fact that you hit it and get on base is exciting. The
Mm.
fact that you hit that tiny little baseball going 90 miles per hour and moving, and you hit it 400 feet or 350 feet or whatever it is to get a home run,
Mhm.
and then you can't just put the bat down whatever way you want.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I would treat it like a fucking baton, like I was in a step choir or something.
Oh, you ever
like
watch
I'd be whipping that
Japanese
shit around.
baseball, dog?
What do they do?
They fucking like they encourage that shit.
Oh,
they
yeah,
toss
yeah,
the bit
yeah.
like they spin that shit like a top in there. Like they do not.
How
give
the
a
fuck- what kind of
fuck.
I'd
world
look like a
is-
kappa.
what
I'd just
kind
be doing fucking.
Be like one of Beyonce's performers, just tossing the bats like batons and shit.
step dance and shit. Get the whole dugout out. We'd have a choreographed dance.
What kind of world are we creating where we allow Japanese people to have more personality than us?
Exactly.
facts.
Exactly, dog.
don't
Like
need
they getting.
Oh,
Tani-san!
That Japanese dude's killing it. That Otani guy.
Oh,
he pitches
man.
and hits.
Oh, so that's like the Japanese Babe Ruth,
Yo,
dog.
they got the best celebrations because they're not allowed to show emotion any other time. Right? So it's like they're quiet all day and then something miraculous happens. It's like, oh, this is Homarana! Otani-san. It's like, whoa, dude, did you have all that personality this whole time? We had no clue.
God, that is so dangerously racist. I'm not even.
It's not. Son, you never see them excited about shit, and then when they are excited, it goes crazy.
Yes.
Like in
facts.
Americans, when we're excited about shit,
talking about the
we get
accent, not the
quiet.
idea.
Yeah, it wasn't the idea. It was
No,
the.
I spoke perfect Japanese.
I hope he did. I hope he did because I don't know. I don't know.
Listen.
I'm like sitting here. I'm like,
I
is he
spoke
saying
perfect
actual
Japanese,
words?
but Otani is the guy who is the.
Yeah, we got that. Otani-san. That
the
wasn't
name.
impressive. That
And then,
was
the
Otani-san.
rest, and the rest was just grumbling. I wasn't speaking Japanese after
perfect
that.
Japanese.
Son, when Americans,
That's what makes it racist because
Yo.
I don't know if it's real Japanese or not.
you gotta think about culture.
I'm
Culturally
you're right.
speaking, right? When some crazy shit happens in a movie like Independence Day when the aliens come, right?
Yeah.
What happens in the to the American characters in the movie? What do? Right? We get quiet. There's a guy who has a toothpick in his mouth. He opens his mouth slightly.
Michael
the toothpick,
Bay films.
exactly.
They got the slow motion
Slow
with the
motion,
sun rising and
toothpick falls out.
Like somebody's cup has water and
hits
the
the
water
ground,
is shaking.
Tickle, boom, 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 and they say something like, "Oh my God." We get quiet because we have tons of personality all the time. We're, hey, how you doing? Hey. So when some crazy shit happens, we get quiet, right?
Yeah.
Japanese film, something crazy happens. Where do they go?
Go Zero-san!
Cass, don't hide your face when you laugh at it, fam. Let that shit, let the world see it. Damn, you gotta give it up for a good joke.
Man, that
Good.
shit was hilarious, though.
I'm telling you, man, it's a cultural thing. It's a cultural thing. We know about you Japanese people. We know.
Adding the son the second time it really got me.
Zero-san.
Zero-san!
Zero-san. Dude,
Ah,
for
fuck.
real, man. That's all it is, bro. That's how it works, bro. That's how it works.
Oh, my God. Can we...
You ain't wrong when you right.
In the words of Lil Duval, our Sinatra, you ain't wrong when you right.
You right. Shouts to Duval, bro.
Oh, man. Let's get to these playoffs, man. Good first week of the opening
Incredible.
round.
I need to know your guys' opinion on this.
Man, I...
Real quick, let me ask you a
go
question.
for it.
Russell Westbrook finishes the regular season with a triple-double.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's not even in the MVP race discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, he wins it primarily because he had a triple-double.
Mm-hmm.
His numbers were not that much better than James Harden's. He had one more assist, but one less rebound.
Yeah.
They were pretty even. And last year, Houston had a better record.
Yeah.
Houston did have a better
Definitely had a better record. And they beat him in the playoffs, which you wouldn't know voting, but
record.
voting time I can call
Sure.
it. But
Yeah.
bounced.
It's a regular season award, so like
I think
it's
it
like
was the
decided
3-6
by that.
matchup. Houston was a 3
Yeah.
and
Gotcha.
OKC was a
Gotcha.
6.
So this year, Harden, who also has a better record, doesn't have a triple-double. Westbrook does have the triple-double.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he not in the discussion if we gave it up just for the triple-double last year? One. And two, did we get caught up in the idea of a triple-double? It
Yeah.
should
I
have
blame
been Harden
ESPN.
last year.
I blame
Yeah.
ESPN, dog. ESPN really, they have a fascination with the triple double. Like more than any other like sports network, if you ever like notice it, like they will have full on Westbrook highlights when the Thunder lose. But they'll just be like, Westbrook got another triple double. Ben Simmons triple double, triple double, triple double, and it's like anybody who watches a game isn't like it's such an arbitrary stat to have. Like I don't know why like just because somebody has 12 rebounds and 8 assists doesn't make it any more or less impressive than somebody who has like 10 and 10. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
Not like 19 points and 20 points aren't that different.
No, it's not different at all. Yeah.
9 points and 10 points, they're really not that different. But there's something about double digits with the triple-double that puts you in a completely different category, and it's kind of unfair.
It's weird.
Here's the thing. There's a human need, I think, for like evenness and like round. Like things need to be round.
Yeah.
And then we can just that allows
be
our
easily
simple
digestible.
brain
That's great.
to understand why it's good or like how good it is. Like when
Yeah.
Jordan had 69, if I'm not mistaken, against the Cavs, he also had 18 rebounds.
Yeah.
If he had a 70-20 game, we would look at it in a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Just that
Wow.
even round
Look,
number.
a
We're like,
100-point
here we
game.
go. 100-point game.
Even when it's a 101 point or 103 point or whatever it was, we still refer to it as
100-point
a
game.
100-point game.
Mm-hmm.
What did he score, or what did Wilt score? It
Wilt
was
scored
101.
100. He's
Scored
no, he's got 100.
No, even 100.
Okay, fair
Even
enough.
100.
Which is why
But,
some
like,
people think it's fake.
Maybe DeJuan Wagner scored 100.
DeJuan Wagner scored 100.
One or something.
Epiphany Prince scored 113 in the high school game.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's women's,
It
right?
was a women's game,
Yeah,
so
no,
you know,
okay.
you know how it
That's like 40. That's like 40 men's points.
goes.
Do they have like a
Um,
time limit on women's games? How does like how long do they play for? Just
It
until
was a high school game. She went to Murray Bertram.
Do you think maybe she,
I know Bergstrom in the city.
Yeah, in the city. Yeah.
Do you think
But-
maybe they didn't have enough women on the other team to field the team? So it was
They
like
just kept doing it.
it was like 5-on-3.
I mean,
But
to
what-
be fair, like what was it like? the Dewan Wagner game,
Yeah.
they weren't playing against like some like
Bums.
bums. You know what I
But
mean?
but just real quick, back to the girl thing. Like, how long do girl games go for? No, I'm being dead serious. Like, is it the same as a guy, or is it like they
It's-
put something in the oven and then like when
It's
when
20%
it's done,
less than a guy's game in honor of how much less they get paid.
Wow.
They get paid a lot less than 20%
oh
less.
my gosh. God damn it. I try women's sports. I really try for y'all. I respect y'all
as long
game.
as it's fun, we watch. Hey,
As long as
female
it's
tennis
fun.
is fun, bro.
As long as
Female
it's
tennis
fun.
is fun.
The only woman I enjoy watching is Serena because she's so fucking good.
She's
You can watch those
dominant.
white bitches.
Yeah.
You can
I'm
watch those white bitches.
my
I'm
uncle
good.
is a big tennis
you can
fan.
watch those white bitches.
Yes,
Yes, you can watch those white bitches.
I can't watch those white bitches.
I
no,
don't think I
cannot.
can name 3 of those white bitches.
I guess
Who is
Steffi
it?
Grafs.
She doesn't. She still play?
She
Nah,
doesn't play.
nah.
Who's the tall Russian bitch?
Anna Kournikova? No. The other one.
None of these people play. That's what I'm saying.
Sharapova.
Maria Sharapova.
That's the
Yeah,
one.
sure.
Yo,
You know why you know her? This is
Maria
Ronda Rousey.
Sharapova took a picture next to Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather looked like a chocolate Easter bunny next to this girl, dude. Sharapova's got to be 6'6".
Yeah, nah, she's a massive woman.
Dude.
Yeah.
But you know why you know Sharapova? Same thing you say about Ronda Rousey, because she's cute.
Yeah.
But that's with all chicks.
I mean, it's
Being
not for
serious.
nothing. It's like kind of human nature, like to be honest. Like,
Yeah,
Like,
we
we
like-
also
we
know
like good-looking people.
Ronaldo because
we
he's
all know
incredibly
'cause he's
handsome.
a handsome looking
Messi ain't
dude.
handsome.
But,
Yo, but Zlatan Ibrahimovic is not like a handsome looking guy. He
it's
kinda-
the one advantage men have in life. We can get by on achievement alone.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be good looking.
It helps if you are,
That helps a whole lot.
but we can get by on achievement, whereas
Like,
women
every
have to
good,
be.
every big sport, especially with women.
Yeah.
They're always like, man, like they said that for a long time about the WNBA, about
Yeah.
like women's, mixed martial arts. Like, we can't wait to have a face. You need a face to really sell this company, and that's why the UFC blew up, because Ronda Rousey was the shit.
Yeah.
And she wasn't bad to look at either.
I mean, they
You
did
know?
a great job. If you look at the UFC, for a long time, they only had reasonably attractive chicks fight each other.
Yeah.
And
That's
there was
true.
this girl named Cyborg who
Yeah.
she looks like someone got into
They didn't even have a weight class for her when she came in.
Oh.
She was a strong. They had to create a weight class for her because she's just a
but still,
massive.
they didn't put any but they didn't put
I heard it's
they-
because she was on
they-
steroids, though. Like, clearly
That
on
too.
steroids.
They're
that
all
too.
on steroids.
But they knew, like, if,
Like, she was, like, failing drug tests or something.
Son,
Like,
just look at her face. That's why. Dude, just look
even
at her face.
prime Ronda, it's like it's
Dude,
you
it's bad, bro.
you kind of knew.
to
like,
that point, there was a female tennis player. She wasn't dominant, but she was good, named Amelie Mauresmo.
Okay.
You never heard her name because legitimately she looked like Caitlyn. Like, Google them.
Son,
She looks
it's-
like
a ghoulish looking
like
woman,
Bruce
yeah.
never stopped working out and still transitioned. That's Amelie Mauresmo.
Bro, this is you see this a lot, man.
It's true. I mean, people got shit to say. Like, it's the ugliness of sports, man.
Yeah.
Like, people
Well, I
never
think
like to admit, like, yo, at the end of the day, you're selling a commodity, and as good as you can be at the sport, if I can't attach your face to something, the sport's not going to succeed because we
You're
need
right.
to fill seats.
Well,
we need to sell shirts.
and
We need to do this.
Yep, no, you're absolutely right. And I think what people don't want to acknowledge is that you have to give us a reason to watch worse people play.
Right.
So
Yeah.
with college, I'll watch worse people play because I have a stake with that college. I
And
went
they
to
also
Duke.
sell
I
it
went
as
to
they play for
Kentucky.
love of the game.
Yeah.
They,
They
have
market
to
it.
market it.
They market
because
it
they have to.
because they're not as good.
Exactly.
Right.
PR,
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And so with female sports, with most of the sports, they're not as good as guys.
Mm.
So you have to find another way to market it. And marketing it with their looks is great if they have their looks. That female volleyball stuff is fun. They're, reasonably hot chicks and
Yeah.
they'll do it. But just marketing off the skill, there'd be no reason for us to watch because the skill isn't there.
And
If they were better than guys, like the only reason there's two different categories for men and women to play is because women can't compete with men in most sports.
right.
If it was just merit, if it was we don't care what you have, we don't care about genitalia, then there'd just be the NBA.
Right.
It's just the reality. It's just the reality of the matter. So you have to find another way to sell the female game, man. It's
It's a great point.
I
Simple
mean,
economics.
that's all it is.
we're-
It's nothing personal. It's not sexist or anything like that. I mean, if anything, you can make the argument that if you were just a WNBA fan, that would be sexist because you're only there for their gender.
Yeah.
Nobody's watching the NBA because they're guys. I'm not like I can't wait to see guys play.
No, I just like to see it done at the highest
I
level.
wanna
That's
see
why
the
I don't
greatest
really like
player.
college men's.
I don't
And
either.
that's why I don't like women's tennis because
Yeah.
I just like seeing people do things that I could never do at the highest level.
Yeah.
Men's tennis might not be as competitive, rallies might not be as long, but they're so fucking good.
Facts.
I'll watch that.
Yep.
Roger
There's
Federer
a girl. There's a
the best.
girl
Yeah.
coming up. I forgot her name. She was in the high school, McDonald's high school All-American game or whatever. Good looking girl, plays like like Candace Parker, and she dunks like reasonably easy. Like she's in the dunk contest and everything.
I saw
And
that.
that's what that's what we were talking about. Like I could enjoy women's basketball because there's certain things there that are done better than NBA basketball, especially under the rim. You know what I'm saying? But to the complete game is being able to play above the rim because it evolves. Like if this was like the 40s, the 30s, where like everybody played under the rim, it might have been it would be a very even playing field, and people would just watch to watch. But the game evolved to when you have to play above the rim to be in the highest level in the NBA, and I don't think it'll be, gosh, like. In like maybe 20, 30 years when like the WNBA is filled with women who are like this girl who will go down the middle of the paint and like dunk on people like a dude and
Kaz,
all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
we're
this-
talking
come
about
on, man.
500,000 years of evolution. I'm being dead serious.
Not even
bro.
evolution, like-
they're literally the testosterone in their bodies needs to change to give them the advantage. Do
But
know
you
what I mean?
never know though, because like
No, I do.
like
Millions
those-
of years of evolution.
Yeah, like,
Millions of years of evolution.
500,000. I'm giving like the best case scenario. You
I
know
mean,
what
Oh,
look
how
look
long
at-
it's going to take?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
at 20, 30 years ago. Like who would think we would have like 7'1"?
What it's going to take is random mutations for these girls to dunk like LeBron,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then everyone fucks them, and they have all the babies.
that's
You don't
the
think there's
problem.
random mutations in
No,
the NBA?
So check it, guys. Here's the problem.
Uh-huh.
We don't reward the random mutations.
Of course we
So-
do.
No, we don't.
Of course we do.
Men
we don't.
don't.
Giannis isn't a mutant.
No,
No.
Like-
We as men don't reward these females random mutations. When I
Okay.
see a bitch who's 7'2", I'm not like, oh, I need to impregnate that.
Because you're not 7'5".
Even if I was 7'5", I'm still gonna get me a
but
waitress.
here's his point.
You know what I mean?
No,
You think
no,
these?
dude.
You think that Giannis is looking for a girl who's 7'1" and looks like Boban Bojanovic?
Let me
no.
Let me take this to just right here at this table. You guys would get more girls than me because you're taller. That's just a girl is gonna look at you, and evolutionarily, she's gonna be like, "Oh, he would make a baby with me that has a better chance of surviving than this 5'7" asthmatic."
I don't know, man.
That's why
Shout
I
out-
have to have a personality.
My friend
Sure.
Maria Taylor, she does the college sports for ESPN. Beautiful girl. She's super tall. She's
How
like
tall?
6'3", but she's gorgeous, right? And the first time I met her, she was like, "Yeah, they call me a breeder." And I'm like, "Why is that?" It's because like anybody 6'6" and up wants to procreate with me to hopefully put some kids in the NBA.
Sure.
That's I'm not calling her
But
being
there's
6'3"
way
a
less.
mutation.
There's way less of those guys than there are girls trying to fuck. Will Chamberlain had sex with however many women. Whatever he says, there's a possibility it's true.
Yeah.
If she was like
Well, he
10,000
put nobody
guys,
in the NBA.
and biologically she can only get pregnant 5 times in her life or whatever.
Yeah.
Will Chamberlain can have hundreds of kids.
Yeah, and all 30, 40, 50,000 women he slept with, he put none of them in the NBA.
You are arguing with us, but really we're just science.
Yeah, it's not. It's like I'm gonna ask you a question.
LeVar
like,
Ball knew. LeVar Ball knew from Jump Street. He's like, I'm gonna marry this white girl who's
Okay.
a track star, who has good height, and we're gonna put out a
yeah,
bunch
we
of basketball
all want
players.
that. I want
And-
that too. I
yeah.
just don't want her to be 6'3".
But what if she's gorgeous?
She's
Okay, so
6'3".
then you're automatically
She put on some
limiting the
fucking
pool. You see what I'm
2-inch
saying?
heels and she's 6'7".
Listen.
Like,
But that's my point. You're automatically limiting the pool. What if she's gorgeous? What if she's this? What if she's this? Girls will fuck based purely on NBA player, amazing genes. Let's
Yeah.
fuck.
Look, I'm
But you know
fucking
who has a-
based on
but-
genes too. I just don't want you to be too tall. Okay, like look, if you're 6 feet, that's
Most
fine.
models are like 5'11", 6'1",
Yeah, I know.
6'2".
I date them all. Okay, and once they start getting into the 6'3", 6'4" range,
Yeah.
son, they grab your dick and that shit just disappears. dog. That shit look like a candy cane, dude.
It's like a roll of quarters.
Real talk. No, roller quarters is generous. Looks like a fucking Slim Jim.
You
So
gotta get girthy, man.
I know, but
Turn to
so
the girth.
the return of the girth. All I'm saying is, I think they've done studies on this, which is like, what does all of humanity find attractive, right? Now, the taller you get, the more that attractiveness scale increases, right? But women are going to find women that are like 5 feet to 6 feet are all going to find 6 foot to 7 foot guys attractive if they are all the same looks.
Yeah.
Men who are 6 feet are probably going to find women 6 feet and under attractive. They're not
going
to
to
want
girls.
guys
Like,
that are taller.
I've been around like a lot of NBA players or like guys who played high Division I college, and it's like
We're talking about 400 people in the world. Let's
exactly.
talk about the other
They want
billion.
to keep that money in. They want to keep that in the family, dog.
To be honest, dog, even if they have kids of those people, it's not. Guys are biologically always going to have more testosterone. I don't know if that ever changes. Even if that tall ass girl procreates, she could have a daughter with those genes or a son with even stronger genes. It's biologically, we got more testosterone. That's what drives it.
I don't know.
Not
man.
we as in me, because I don't have a lot. But like generally speaking, guys.
But like you
have
see,
more
like
testosterone
Karl
than girls.
Malone's daughter. Like Karl Malone's
Carmelo's daughter
like,
couldn't score
OD.
a point on LeBron in her life.
Well,
1 million to 0.
I'm not saying she
But
has
that's
to
my
score on
point.
LeBron.
Carl Malone's daughter couldn't score a point on
So
Karl
let's
Malone's
get
son.
back to the argument because
Okay.
we're getting off track here. You think that men don't care about a woman's height? Is that
I think
your argument?
men absolutely care about a woman's height.
So, and let me ask a follow-up question: Is you think that men wouldn't be turned off by a woman who is much taller than them?
I don't think so.
I would
You
be.
think there are no men that would be turned
I'm
off?
sure
by
there's
a woman?
plenty.
Alex,
I'm
you
sure
want
there's plenty,
girls
but I
taller than you?
Let's
wouldn't.
just do a
I
little.
don't fuck a girl over 5'7".
He said he don't fuck girls over
I
5'7".
definitely used to fuck with this girl that was much taller, not much taller than me, but she was taller than me,
Okay.
like clearly.
And okay.
And all I was thinking was NBA.
Yeah, but
NBA.
we could make okay. That's fair. And would you?
My
sleep
girl
with
is
a
5'1".
Okay, so you probably go for girls that are short. I definitely go for girls that are
This
short.
girl was like 6'1", like without shoes. So when she would go out and wear heels,
yeah.
and I would wear Timbs, she'd be clearly taller than me.
That's fair. I'm just saying, like me, I'm 6'2".
Mhm.
I date girls that are mostly shorter than me. Now, granted, there are not a lot of girls that are going to be taller than me, right?
Yeah.
There might be a few, but they're not a lot. Now, that being said, when I'm looking at a girl, if I'm being completely honest, I'm looking at genetics.
Yeah.
I'm looking at her shape, her physique. I'm looking if she has like a strong legs, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to make some ball players.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think, like you said earlier, that's a natural thing. I just feel like men in general would probably look for a girl that's a little shorter than them. I just feel you might not feel that way. But
Okay.
you might.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I'm
We-
not saying
not much
I'm not
less,
saying you need
Because if a
to
girl's
be-
5'10",
yeah, not much less.
So check it. If a girl's 5'10",
Yeah.
I'm looking at her pops. I'm like, yo, how tall is your pops? She's like, oh, he's 6'5". I'm like, all right, we good.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like I'm doing the math. I'm
Yeah.
taking some 6'5". I got some big, on my side. But I'm with you in terms of the end product. You just willing to go to the extreme to have a.
Oh no,
I'm not fucking
dude.
no 6'6" bitch for the rest of my life to have a kid in the NBA. You know what I mean? Like,
Listen, if I'm 6'8", he's definitely fucking that 6'7" bitch happily, and it's like he is
But
absolutely.
yeah, again, if you have two kids and one is a boy and one is a girl, the boy is still always going to be better. Like,
Oh yeah,
no
no,
matter
I'm
how
not.
many
I'm not
generations you
that's
go
what I'm
through.
saying. I'm
that's
not saying
that's
that.
not
I'm
what
not
he's saying.
saying that. I'm saying
He's
like I'm trying to.
your interest, and I think I agree with him.
And I'm
is
saying
that-
to evolve the women's game
right.
is that you're going to have to create a lot more of these, I guess to use our word, mutations
Yeah.
to eventually evolve the game. Because there was the time where there wasn't a bunch of 6'10"
But
dudes
yeah,
that
my
could handle
point
the
is,
ball.
even then, the men will keep evolving at a
NBA
better
players
rate.
are not sleeping with WNBA players. They're sleeping with Kardashians. That's just the reality of the matter. There's like 3 WNBA players that could get it, and the rest of them probably ain't even interested in NBA players to keep it 100. They're interested in double NBA players. You know what I mean? Like, so like,
You know who's gonna really prove this theory?
what?
Kobe Bryant. Like he has nothing but girls. He has nothing but girls and like a regular like former video vixen wife. It's
That's
like-
true. That's true,
It's
man.
like if those and like
a lot of pressure on those Mexican
that's-
jeans
there's
right
a
there.
lot of
son.
pressure on those jeans right now.
That
Because like
makes-
Kobe's like, you know what, they come from me.
Yo.
Kobe having some football players,
You know
dog.
I'm good.
Kobe having some soccer players.
Word,
Real
like
talk.
that ass,
we
like
gonna really see what
that
happens.
that height's gonna stunt real fast, and then there's gonna be a lot of WNBA players like, see Kobe, you should like Cheryl Swoop's gonna come up like, see Kobe, you should have just let me get in there.
That's funny. He gonna
Lisa
have some like
Leslie.
5'9" athletes, but the work ethic gonna be amazing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's gonna be in school.
We have not talked about games yet.
all right,
oh
sorry,
yeah, let's
go,
talk
go.
about some games. Shit.
All right, go. Y'all start it up.
Oh
What's
man,
I was
the
so
most. I think like I think we should start off with the most intriguing matchup to me, and that is the Cavs and the Pacers. Right now.
Yeah.
The Cavs and the Pacers are hella intriguing right now because the Cavs still look like they haven't really pushed that playoff button, and I don't think they even really have one at this point. And a lot of people are saying this Cavs team, if they do end up getting to the finals, is more reminiscent of that 07 Cavs team that was just like LeBron and a bunch of guys.
You know what's funny is I was talking to he's really one of Andrew's sources, but he and I know each other. And after the trade, when everybody's losing their minds, myself included, they played so great against the Celtics.
Yeah.
Also, first of all, this is game 1, so any conclusion we jump to is a game 1 conclusion. But he said that exact thing. He said everybody's talking about how great this trade is. In April, everybody's going to look at it the exact same way they looked at his old teams, which is LeBron dragged all these guys however far they got.
Yeah, facts.
Which is interesting, because at the time I was like, really? Everybody seems to love these trades. And he was like, nah.
They're all a lot of the same. He traded for a lot of the same guy. Like Rodney Hood, George Hill. There aren't too many things they do too dissimilar. Like J.R. Smith is
but it's not even
the J.R. Smith he used to be. They're only really good if they're all hitting jump shots. They're a jump shooting ass team.
And here's what's interesting. We're all LeBron stans.
Yeah.
He wasn't the best player on the court yesterday.
No, he was not.
We got to keep.
Still
had a triple-double.
Love that triple-double.
Victor Oladipo.
But exactly. It was worth what a triple-double is worth, which is, hey, he had a triple-double.
A loss.
Victor Oladipo, another arbitrary stat, the triple-double.
Yeah.
Like, he got a triple-double, and what does it mean? Victor Oladipo was clearly the best player on that court yesterday, and it didn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, because there's no answer for buckets. And Lance Stevenson has full-on, he does not pay rent inside of LeBron's head, and he's living there. He's been living there for the past 4 years, my fault.
No fear.
No fear of this dude, but you got to understand, like, and a lot of people don't understand, like, Lance Stevenson, it sounds crazy now, but Lance Stevenson was almost kind of like that same, like, high school phenom that LeBron was growing up.
And he's a New Yorker, so
And
he's
he's
got
a New
that
Yorker.
ridiculous, irrational confidence.
He's got that irrational confidence.
From what
He's
I
had that-
understand, my man got away with abusing his girlfriend in high school. You don't think he got crazy confidence? He'd get away with anything in his mind.
God. Jesus Christ.
I've heard this. I don't know if this is a fact. I
I don't know if I'm not
I
gonna
might be
accuse
slandering the
anyone.
man, but I've heard
I'm not going to accuse
That's an allegedly. Sorry, Lance.
I'm not going to accuse a Brooklyn man of doing anything so heinous, but
no, Brooklyn man, that's a stand-up guy.
Word, dude.
Brooklyn
Coney
guys,
Island, what
stand up. That's a classy. That's a classy borough right there.
Shout out to Coney Island.
No grime in Brooklyn.
There's no crime in Brooklyn. You kidding me? They clean that place up. But Lance Stevenson, man, like, he's the type of dude where I still don't think the Pacers win this series, but I said from jump, there's no easy path for anybody in the Eastern Conference.
I think the Sixers have the easiest path, and I think that loss could really haunt Cleveland. I don't know if they're going to lose, but they're going to look back on that and be like,
It's going
fuck,
to be hard.
that loss to the Sixers that got us to 4 seed made everything so much harder.
Yeah, this is definitely. I definitely see this series going 5 or 6 games, and I think they do play the Sixers in the next round if they do.
No,
win,
they play
right?
Toronto in the next round.
Okay, so
Sixers
that's-
play
that's-
beat
so
up
that's light work.
Celtics.
That's light work.
I don't know if it's light work.
LeBron
man.
owns Toronto, dog.
I don't know if it's light
LeBron's
work.
the real sixth god of Toronto.
I don't know if it's light work, man.
I don't know,
I'm telling you.
I don't know. And again, one game. I don't want to jump to any conclusions because
Listen,
it's one game.
everybody's doing this. I knew this was going to fucking happen. Cavs are going to lose, and everybody's Cavs aren't going to make it. They're taking the next 4 games straight. It's not even going to be close.
Which could quite possibly. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to come in here and
Indiana
be like, it's over.
doesn't have what they need. LeBron, we got glimpses of, and it was so exciting watching it,
Yeah.
of what LeBron is going to look like when he's 37 years old. And it is just straight bully.
Yeah.
He would get in that post right down there on the baseline, and he would just bully Lance in. Lance would have to foul. Now, I think what happened is LeBron started missing some free throws early in the game.
Yeah, that's one thing he's got to work on.
And I think then when he missed some free throws, he went away from attacking the basket a little bit. That he can't do. You just got to attack. But I think they're taking the next 4 games easy. They'll figure out an answer for Depot, and they'll figure out a way to get more buckets. They looked at the setup that they're going up against. LeBron will draw up something. It'll be easy. I think the Raptors pose a serious problem.
I don't want to get
serious,
and I don't want to do the same thing we're doing every game 1 and then get lulled into sleep by, they beat them twice at the end of the regular season. The Raptors are nothing.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do. We just come in here and
No, and the Raptors are going to have some confidence. They won their first game. That's the first game 1 they've ever won in franchise history in a playoffs.
Yeah.
So finally, the Raptors are playing with the confidence we'd hoped they'd play for the last 3 years. Right, like what the Raptors would do the last 3 years is they'd freak out in the playoffs. Everybody, Kyle Lowry's been reading fucking self-help books on the planes to be able to get the confidence to shoot a basketball. All of a sudden, they come out game 1, they start hooping. They start playing the way that we know the Raptors can play. And if the Raptors play with confidence, especially at home, they're a very difficult team to beat.
Nah.
I think they're. We'll see what happens.
I just don't believe in Toronto, man. Like, I believe in Boston more than I believe in Toronto.
I believe in
Brad Stevens, most overrated coach in the NBA.
You're bugging. You're absolutely bugging. Brad Stevens is probably the best next to Pop. He's probably the best coach in the NBA.
What he
over
do?
Kerr.
I could coach that Warriors team, dude.
Fair
What
enough.
he do? Like what he do?
Brad Stevens?
Yeah,
He has taken every single point guard he's given him
yeah.
and turned him into a fucking star. Granted, Kyrie was already
A
a
star
star.
to do what? To lose?
Did you see Terry Rozier mix Eric Bledsoe into next week?
That game was. Did you watch that game?
Yo, Boston's losing this series.
They're not losing that series.
Oh, they're losing the
They're not
series.
losing that
That's
series.
done. It's
They're not
over.
losing that series.
It's over, Boston.
I don't listen. Boston is. They're missing their 2 best players.
Yeah,
They got to keep that in mind.
yeah.
Son,
They're gonna get a solid pick
Jalen
next year.
Brown and Jason Tatum are sensational.
They are
This team is
incredible.
stacked.
So the
young
idea
players.
that like they have nobody on the team. Oh no, they just have the future of the NBA on their
Yeah,
team.
I'm like
They have
Jalen Brown
tons
was a
of
number
fucking
2
players.
overall pick.
Yeah, and
in his
Jason
draft,
Tatum
like-
is incredible. Matter of fact, when you put the Bucks up against the Celtics,
Mhm.
right? This Celtics team has more talent than the Bucks
So why are you saying they're not gonna win this?
because they're not that good, and Brad Stevens isn't that good.
You're bugging.
He hasn't proved. He's not
They're
better than
absolutely
D'Antoni.
winning
He's
this
not better
series.
than Pop. He's not better than Kerr. He's not better than.
better
You
than
can't
Carter,
say.
man.
He's
You
not better
can't
than
say not. You can't.
You don't
hold,
got anything. He don't
but
got
you can't
proof.
hold
What's your
playoff
proof?
success.
My proof is
That he loses in the
But
playoffs.
you can't hold a lack of
He's
playoff
gone to
success
the West-
against Brad Stevens and
Yeah.
then let D'Antoni slide on the fact that he's never seen a finals.
My
Facts.
point is, if you're gonna not even include D'Antoni in the conversation,
I'm including the conversation off scheme alone, but I haven't seen him ever maximize his talents like they should.
How
Like
do you know?
every team I've seen D'Antoni coach,
yeah,
you've always felt like they could have done more.
I thought they could have done less. He's the only coach that does anything with
How
these
did
bum
How
teams.
did those Phoenix Suns teams never see a finals?
Without him,
They
with-
essentially reinvented modern basketball.
without him,
Yeah.
they don't even see the playoffs.
With Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, Joe Johnson, Sean Marion,
Yeah,
those
Okay,
were
they make the
all
playoffs.
really good players.
they make the playoffs. They make the
Especially young
playoffs.
Amari.
They
It was
make the
really
playoffs.
funny to see you just switch and be like, yeah, all right.
They're a low seed in the playoffs. They make a low seed in the playoffs.
I always maintain that those Suns teams were better than those Mavericks teams, and they lost to those Mavericks teams. They lost to those Spurs teams, and they should have beat those teams. Those Spurs teams were dinosaurs compared to. They were basically playing. If Steve.
So
if Steve
Brad
Nash
Stevens,
was,
Brad
was-
Stevens also loses. So what's your point? Why is it he gets so much credit,
because
but
Brad
then
Stevens,
D'Antoni
to
doesn't get
me,
any?
Brad Stevens maximizes the talent that he never gets.
So he maximizes the
This is the
talent
first time
just
that he's
enough
getting-
to lose.
No, like okay, the first time he took that Celtics team to the playoffs, who was their team? It was like
There's nobody.
Marcus Smart, Kelly Olynyk, Isaiah Thomas, but it wasn't even like his
Superstar.
All-Star season yet. It wasn't. I'm not talking about his All-Star season. I'm
Okay.
talking about like when he was still getting like 16.
Someone
15
had a
games.
meme. My man Troy, I forget his Troy Lawson. He had a meme that said the Celtics starting 5, and it was just a picture of a bunch of green trash cans. And I thought it was so funny because that's what it was. I don't remember any of those guys.
Fair
But they always figure it out, dude.
Okay,
like,
fine.
He does a great job of masking what you're not good at and just really emphasizing what you're really good at.
I'm just not going to crown him the prince of the NBA without a fucking victory.
Here's
man.
what it is. It's because he's new. In the same way people are saying, oh, Giannis can't carry a team deep in the playoffs, but y'all held it against Melo. Yeah, we held it against Melo after like 7 years. We're like,
Yeah.
yo, this motherfucker not doing anything. D'Antoni's been around since
Who
the
says
aughts.
Giannis can't?
Skip Bayless, that's
Just
the new
people.
thing. And then
Yeah.
a couple people were arguing me on Twitter, like, how you going to hate on Melo for never getting out, but you're not going to hold this against Giannis? Because this is
Chris
Giannis'
Paul.
first playoff team.
And Chris Paul
This-
as well.
Chris Paul, same
Yeah.
thing. You get a few chances.
Yeah.
Brad Stevens, to be honest, this year I wouldn't hold it against him. Next year, healthy squad, you better make it to
Oh.
the finals.
Absolutely. Like next year, if the Celtics are fully healthy and they don't go to the finals,
Then
that's
we
when,
retalk.
That's when the spot. That's when
Okay,
the
fair enough.
seat gets
The-
real hot.
We don't have enough data, is what we're saying,
Yes.
to make
Yeah.
an honest decision. All right, that's
Yes.
fair. I don't want
Gotcha.
to get too.
I also did really enjoy the
Utah game,
Utah was tight.
OKC.
It was tight.
Which one?
I think OKC like that our theory in the beginning of the year was they're not built for the regular season, but they're going to be a tough ass out in the playoffs.
Son, when they have that lineup in there where Melo's on the bench,
Yeah.
it is magical, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, watching Paul George, Paul George is like,
Playoff P.
dude, playoff P. And Melo gave some hate in that press conference
did.
afterwards. He
He
was a little
did.
salty. He wants some love.
He did because he was a victim of playoff P a couple times. I remember those
Facts.
Knicks teams.
That's right.
What did Melo say?
Because
So
they were just kind of like giving him shit about like calling himself playoff P, like he's different in the regular season, whatever. But like it's
someone
legit,
just
like,
asked him, "How did you feel about Paul's game today? You know, playoff P was out there cooking." Then Mel goes, "Playoff P."
Like him and Westbrook, like having a
Is
little
that,
chuckle
yeah, he's
about
like,
it.
oh, is that what y'all calling him? Yeah, I
Yeah.
ain't never heard that before. This is after a win.
He's a come on. What are you doing, man?
Yeah, just give it up for him. Yeah, yo, he
Yo.
played a great
Gas your mans,
Yo,
dog.
That's
your
Gas your
teammate.
mans,
You
yo.
crazy?
Man,
Get
I call-
36. Give him some
I'm
props.
about to say, if my
Son.
teammate gets 36 anything, I'm
We
calling
out.
him whatever the fuck he wants to.
That's
dog.
it,
Like, if he wants
bro.
to call him Pleasure P, I'll call him that shit.
Pleasure.
I don't give a shit. But
His game is pretty, man.
dog, I
dude,
don't know what
was
it is,
watching
man. Like he's never
It's-
disappointed me in the playoffs.
And he's great in playoffs.
He's
obviously,
never like dog.
but
He took
his
he took
control.
those super heat teams to the limits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like before he tore his knee up that one time, like
When
he
we
took
his
those
leg.
teams to the limit,
Yeah.
dog.
when we
Like,
watched the All-Star game, Andrew and I went. I was the most impressed with his defense. Like I was watching his
Oh, yeah.
defense. I was like, this motherfucker locks in.
yeah.
Oh, that's the thing. Like to play that intensely on the other team's best player and still have time and still have energy to play off is incredible.
Mm.
But it's his style of play that's so impressive. It's like,
He's like a Pippin.
dude, he's like a Pippen, but he's like an ice skater or some shit like that. Like he doesn't lift. Donovan Mitchell, and I fucking love Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
I'm a huge
I'm a
fan of
fan,
this guy. I
yeah,
think he's
yeah.
a superstar.
He's like a new Dwayne Wade. To
Sure.
me.
Yeah, it's a
he
great
reminds
look.
me of Wade.
But him and Russell Westbrook, something that they do is they go from 0 to 100, and once they're at 100, they're committed to whatever direction they're pretty much
Oh,
going.
I
at
don't even think
100.
Russell Westbrook goes to 0. I think he's just 100 all the time.
100. But you know what I'm saying? Like once he commits to that direction, that's where he's going.
Yeah.
Paul George is constantly reacting to what the defense is giving him.
Mm.
It's like that game Frogger when you're like jumping across the street back
Yeah.
force. Like he doesn't go at 100.
Nah,
Paul goes at like 60.
nah. He definitely plays. He
But
definitely
it's
plays
beautiful.
at a pace that he doesn't let the defense dictate what he's doing. You
And
know
he's
what I mean?
always reacting to them, and his footwork
And he'll
is
miss a
immaculate.
shot, but it'll never be a bad shot.
No,
he'll
he's
never be like,
getting
oh
it.
man, that's a terrible
Dude.
shot. Like unless it's like the clock's running down, you got to force
Yeah.
something up. I get it, but like Melo, you'll see maybe like a bad shot here and there. Russell, you'll absolutely see some bad
Tons.
shots. But Paul George never really he has really good shot selection and he really picks his spots.
But it's his way of attacking a defense in this kind of, I don't want to say slow, but calculative manner. It's like,
Mhm.
I'm going to get you to move a little bit. Ooh, he moved. And I'm always balanced so I can make a move off
Yeah.
of whatever happens to you.
Yeah.
It's not this power push. It's the opposite of Westbrook in a lot of ways.
And a lot of people forget like Paul George is 6'10".
Son, massive.
He's 6'10".
He should be a power
Like
forward.
he plays like he's 6'5",
Yo.
but he's 6'10", so he's gonna shoot over you. He could drive and rise up over you. Like he's. I wouldn't call him Durant, but like
it's different. It's a different game. than
Yeah,
Durant.
like it's a different game of Durant, but like he's clearly the best player Russell's played with since Durant.
he plays like Wade. He's a
Yeah.
6'10" Wade.
Yeah,
You know how Wade isn't beating you off of straight flash anymore.
yeah.
He's beating you off of veteran savvy,
Guile,
footwork, pump fake, all these kind of shit like that. It's just so exciting to watch, man. It's
Yeah, yeah.
I think he's brilliant.
I've said it since the beginning of the year, man. I'm like the Thunder aren't like I don't give a damn what the Thunder do in the regular season. I'm like I have a hard time seeing anybody but the Warriors beating them 4 times in 7 games. Like not the Jazz, not even the Rockets, really.
Yep.
Because you can sick Paul George on James Harden. You might not stop him, but you can
But
slow him the hell down.
It's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be really hard. You know what I'm saying? And the Rockets don't really have an answer for Russell Westbrook.
Nothing.
And
The seeding of the playoffs annoys me so much
yeah.
because I wanted the Warriors to have to play the Thunder
Mm.
in the first round, and they were going to until the very last game. The Thunder went from the 7 seed to the 4 seed,
Word. It was like
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like 3-9 was separated by like a game or
Yeah.
a half a game or something
or
ridiculous.
the Jazz.
Like
I don't
that.
like,
I mean,
and now they won't
to
see
be
them until the
honest,
conference finals if they
I
see
love
them.
that
Yeah.
because that means every game is gonna be competitive.
Yeah. Yeah. Every
Right?
game has been competitive.
Well,
it has
the Warriors
every
got the
series.
Spurs without Kawhi, which is
Sure, but like not everyone, but like sometimes
It's
you
like
have
we
these
don't want the
playoffs.
Spurs to,
Yeah,
Not
get
for
outta
now. I
here.
know
Beat
you're.
it.
Oh no!
Spurs
This
fan,
no, I'm
but-
just saying this is a great playoffs. The only thing that annoys me as a Warriors hater
Yeah.
is of all the paths, they're the only
They
ones
got
who seem
the
to have an
easiest
easy path.
Fair
Mm.
enough. I just love the fact that every series is going to be competitive.
Yeah, oh,
We
it's been great.
For years, we had these. I mean, my favorite time of the year is the first series of the NBA playoffs.
Mm.
Yeah,
Every single day, there's a game that means something, and it's exciting, and there's great convo, and everybody's playing at the highest level. Sometimes you get these years where the games are boring.
and that's
Yeah.
why
this
I
is
don't.
not one of those years. Every series, literally every series, maybe outside of Spurs Warriors,
Yeah,
could go either way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and that's why I don't normally like the first round because normally every year I can remember, 1-8 matchup is dog shit. 2-7 is dog shit.
Houston
There's 2 good series per
barely
conference.
won yesterday.
Yeah.
That's 1-8. Barely
Harden
won.
had 44.
Harden had to put up 44. And how many points did Houston score?
And
89. It was like
something
89, 84. They went under 90. That's a big. Listen, D'Antoni teams do not win under 90.
There's not a lot of 8 seeds that have 2, maybe 3 All-Stars and a former coach of the year.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, you got Butler, you got Cat. Like, I don't think Cat's going to have another, like, game when he has, like, 10 points. Like, I think he comes out.
No, he'll come out, yeah.
Didn't
You know what I
Andre
mean?
Wiggins get like a $140 million contract?
Yeah, he got
Yeah.
some wild contract. But it's like, but he's your third banana. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's overpaid, but, like, you know,
He's going to get it somewhere. You might as well have him.
Yeah. It's like, would you rather have him or have Carmelo right now?
Exactly.
I don't
Pay
know.
him.
I might take Wiggins because at least he could, you know.
Wiggins will be third banana.
Wiggins ain't going to
Melo
talk shit about his
has to
teammate who
get
scored 36.
Bullied into accepting it.
Yeah.
I literally think they sat Melo down halfway through the season. They said, look, you're either going to go to the bench or you're going to accept the role
Hey,
that we give
Pete,
you.
they said I got to come off the bench. Remember that press conference?
Rockets won 104-101, so they were above 90.
Yeah,
I just checked.
104, 101. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's
okay.
low for a Rockets team.
But
They're
still-
usually in like the 110s and 1-teens and stuff
Still,
like
a 3-point margin of victory when Harden has to put up 44.
that. Yeah. And Cat doesn't really
And Cat
kill like
didn't
that.
play. Cat's not going to play that
Son,
badly this whole
yeah.
series.
And listen, when
Oh,
you
the
got
Timberwolves are going to be a tough out too, man. Like
you
they
got a
they
Jimmy
got
Butler?
Butts, the Butler. Cat's gonna have a Cat game, and the Rockets. You know who they have? Clint Capella in the front court.
He balled out last night.
Yeah, he did because
Yeah.
it was all like here. James Harden
Take
just
it.
feeding him.
Take
just
it.
finish around the rim. Finish
they're
around the
going to
rim.
figure something out. It's
Yeah.
just going to be everything's going to be interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, any other good game? I mean, I love Utah.
like
I
what
really
flies
like
under the
Utah.
radar, flying under the radar, like the Portland Trailblazers, the 3rd seed, lost
To the Pelicans.
to the Pelicans.
And the Pelicans, look, well, this is playoff Rondo.
Playoff Rondo,
Son,
man.
it's-
Playoff Rondo.
Son, it's playoff Rondo would have had your boy Brad Stevens out of there last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
It would have had him out in a sweep. And I think playoff Rondo is going to take advantage of these Trailblazers, and you're not going to see him anymore. And I hate a lot on Anthony Davis, but if he's healthy, a playoff Anthony Davis with a
Yeah.
playoff Rondo.
I mean,
Anthony
to be
Davis,
honest,
regular season Anthony Davis this year was pretty crazy.
Yeah, he was outside of Harden or LeBron. He was probably the MVP.
He's
this
in the
year.
mix.
But you know, like playoff Anthony Davis is a real thing too. Like, don't forget, like that first Warriors championship run, it was like a miracle Steph Curry shot that kept that from going 7 or going 6 or something like that. Because Anthony Davis was destroying the Warriors that series.
That'd be an interesting
But,
series.
Yeah, Steph Curry hit
Steph
like
Curry-
some fall away 3 in the corner to help win it or something like that, and like they were right there.
If the Pelicans win, that would be an interesting second round series. It would be Steph Curry coming back from injury against playoff Rondo, and then Anthony Davis just doing basically
Anthony Davis things.
Yeah, Anthony Davis.
And
things.
Drew Holiday's been like really good.
Hooping. I
He's-
like
Yeah,
Holiday.
yeah.
He's a guy who
Dude,
plays up. He
solid.
always plays up.
I
to
still
this
think
kind of-
wildly overpaid, but yeah, he's playing well.
I think,
He
maybe
had that one
overpaid.
All-Star season in
But,
Philly
dude,
or something like that.
Solid guy. He's not going to fuck up.
Mhm.
Can hit the open shot, get to the basket, and he's physical. You need physical guys for the playoffs,
Yeah.
especially on defense. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Guys with big shoulders and
Yeah.
won't get pushed off their spot too.
Especially
too
you get
easily.
these switches. You know,
Yeah.
defense or offense is getting real nuanced come playoffs, right?
Yeah.
They're designing specific things to attack what you
Yeah.
do and attack your
We've seen
insecurities.
you for 82 games. You know exactly what you're gonna do. You better
Yeah.
have some.
Now
new
we
shit.
coming at you,
Yeah,
you know?
Mhm.
Which is why Brad Stevens should excel even more in the playoffs if he's such a sophisticated-minded coach and he struggles. But
I don't- I'm not-
How's he struggle? Like what? He's never lost. The only time he lost in the first round, I think he took like that Heat team to like 5 games or 6 games. That's when the Cavs, that Cavs team,
5 games.
when Kevin Love got hurt, or
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I mean? Like they battle. You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
they got swept actually.
He didn't get swept. Well, I think they
We would need
did
to check into
last year when Isaiah Thomas got hurt,
Yeah, they took him to 6
and then the Cavs just
in the finals, conference finals. But they also they would have lost to the Bulls in the first round if Rondo didn't get hurt,
That's the thing.
and they got taken to 7 by the Warriors, and this is a 1 seed.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't think he's great, but I think it's too early. I'm not sold on him, but it's too early to say he's trash.
I'm
That's
not
what I'm
saying he's
saying.
trash. I'm just saying he's overrated. But whatever. Okay. Any other games?
Damn. What
Any
else?
bad matchups? I feel like Spurs Warriors isn't going to be bad, and that's on Kawhi as much as I hate to say it.
Dude, what about Heat?
Sixers, man, what the
Heat Sixers?
17 straight wins.
Dog.
We haven't talked about him yet. It's
And
time we
Embiid-
put the
and
curse
Embiid is coming
on
back.
Philly.
And Embiid is. I mean, listen. If you don't
I'm
want
gonna
the
be in
Sixers
Philly
to
this
win,
weekend, by the way.
If you don't want the Sixers to win, I think we should just kind of stop talking about them.
No, talk about them. That's the Flagrant 2 curse.
That's
Well,
what we
no, it
talk
depends
about.
how we talk about them.
Yeah.
If we talk about them as they're great, then they will be cursed. If we talk
Yeah,
about
Philly's
them as they're shit-
phenomenal. The Eagles are the best team I've ever seen. You deserve all the wins.
I'll be in Philly this weekend, by the way, doing shows. Views from the Sis. Going to be a Helium Comedy Club this weekend, the 20th and the 21st, Friday and Saturday.
Shout out to Philly,
Come
man.
on out. I got some
What's
things to
up?
say to your asses, man.
Shout out to Philly. That
What's up? Buy tickets.
should be interesting, given your history over there.
Son, last time it was great because I went there and I was right. So I just shit all over him. But this time I got to figure out some shit talk.
Yeah, they got 2 chips on you since then.
Son, I
don't know if-
inspired all that. That's probably me. It's my doing. You're welcome.
So do you think
Motherfuckers.
do you think in Philly goes to the finals?
Bro, it is.
I think I do. No,
Talk.
conference finals. Conference finals. I don't think they make it to the finals this year because they're too young, I think.
But I think that's why they go to the finals though.
I think at some
Because
point.
they got a lot of vets. They got a lot of sneaky good vets.
They do.
And their best players are too
JJ.
young to know any
But
better.
I think at a certain point, these guys who are too young to know any better, at a certain point, it always seems to hit them like, oh, fuck. I realize what this is now.
All right, let's break this down.
Mhm.
All right. They won 16 straight games. Markelle Fultz is coming back and he's looked decent.
Yep.
Ben Simmons has looked like an all-world player despite not knowing how to shoot a jump shot or hit a free throw.
Yep.
It's unbelievable.
Embiid is probably the second best player in the East, maybe third. And he's coming back and joining this team that's already won 17 straight games.
Also, look at Dwayne
This
Wade checking
kid-
out Ben Simmons' ass in this.
He's scoping out his next
He's looking at it
target.
too, man.
Yo, my man is-
Winslow is looking as well.
Ben Simmons is doing it, doing
I don't
squats.
know, man. Ben Simmons is. I'm a fan. He's become that guy you gotta watch. Like
Yeah.
he's becoming my League Pass guy. Like obviously League Pass is done now because it's the playoffs, but like he's becoming that guy. Like I have to watch. He reminds me of a super athletic Magic Johnson, like or
He beat the Flagrant 2 curse. Kaz and I picked him to be Rookie of the Year.
yeah
Wow.
yeah, and he
He's
got
that
it.
good.
That's
And
greatness.
he's
That's
a-
true greatness.
I think he's gonna get it too, man. Like the motherfucker is just.
Oh, he'll get it. That's undeniable.
He'll definitely get it, and he's I'm seeing the Cavs yesterday, seeing these Sixers today. Not really sold on the Raptors.
LeBron not gonna let
Not
that happen
sold
with
on the
Sixers.
Celtics.
Yeah, I think, man, it's one game. And this is what we do every. I do the
Fuck
same
it.
thing every
Hot
playoff
takes.
series.
Spicy takes.
You
Fuck
think
it.
Sixers are going to the finals?
I think
Call it.
the Philadelphia Sixers are going to the NBA
Over
Finals.
my dead
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. This
Fuck
year.
it. I'm a roll with it, man. I
Alright,
like
bet.
Ilyasova. I like the big balls, Bellinelli.
Dude, they got a good
Never
team.
afraid to take a big shot.
They got a good team.
think-
I like Covington. Ben Simmons
Covington is a bum.
is great.
Covington is the one bum.
He's a spot up guy, spot up 3-and-D guy. He don't got to do much.
Yeah.
You know what
you
I'm
don't.
saying? Like,
I think in 2-3 years, Philadelphia Boston is going to be a phenomenal rivalry.
oh for sure. That's all the young
Ooh,
talent.
And then
yes.
Giannis is going to have to leave because they're not doing much around him with the Bucks.
And sadly, probably Chris Stapps. Sadly,
Oh,
that's dog being in that division. That division, not even just the conference. You got to see these motherfuckers all the time. Boston and Philly.
Well, that would make Chris Stapps a man. I like that.
I
We
hope
should
so.
talk about what's going to happen with the Knicks. If you guys
Yeah,
are
that's
cool with
that's
that.
a lot.
Yeah.
We've gone a long couple weeks without any real Knicks talk.
No, you're right.
The
So we got a
Cervelli's
coach
out.
search. Hornacek is out, and which is whatever. I don't know if he was.
Yeah,
ever-
I'm not even on the man. Good to get him out. But I'm like, you know
No.
what? I guess it was.
I think
time.
he was fine. I don't think he's like a franchise changing
No.
coach, but I think he's a serviceable guy. I think he got them playing well at
Yeah.
times. you
And
know?
and I think like that the new front office kind of gave him Steve Mills and Perry kind of gave Hornacek the like, all right, like you aren't our guy, you're Phil Jackson's guy, but we're gonna give you a season to figure it out.
yeah.
And it didn't work out, so I was like, all right, you know what?
So who do we
try
get?
guy.
Their talks are David Blatt.
I want
Mike
something new,
Woodson.
man. Like I think the good thing about this
It's
Knicks
so
team,
easy to me.
I have two choices.
Yeah.
The good thing about the Knicks team is that there's no real pressure to win right now, so you don't got to come in and get like a Jeff Van Gundy or a Fizdale or any of those guys. I think you go Jerry Stackhouse.
I would love.
I think go Jerry
Jerry
Stackhouse,
Stackhouse.
man. Like,
So for those of you guys who don't know, Jerry Stackhouse coaches the Raptors G League team, the 949s or 9 or something they're called or some shit. I forget
Yeah.
the exact name. But in his first year, I think they won the championship.
Yeah.
And he was an assistant with the Raptors, and just a hell of a fucking dude. And I think he's a good guy. It'd be cool. You got to respect him because Jerry can still give you buckets. So apparently, when he was coaching with the Raptors as like an assistant, he would play the Raptors players. And he's like, I can't do it every day like these guys go out every night, but I'll give you buckets still. You know, he's only 40 something, right? So I think it's an interesting dynamic having a coach that's on the team that will still go one-on-one with you and then give you buckets. You gotta respect that guy a little bit.
I think that's a good option. I was actually gonna say Mark Jackson makes perfect sense to me.
Please, God,
Why
no? No ability to see talent. Draymond Green was just wasting away on the bench, and then every year in the playoffs, their big man would get hurt, and then they would be incredible for a little bit because Draymond Green would step in and play, and he'd be like, oh, maybe there's something going on with this small ball. You would think most coaches would recognize that, but
I don't know. The way Steph Curry seems to credit him for his growth, Klay Thompson seems to credit him for his growth. He might not be good enough to win it all, but he seems like he could do a lot with young talent.
Yeah, Jeff Van Gundy, son. I want Van Gundy. I know that you're down to not win. I want Van Gundy. I want Van Gundy. I want a 5-year deal, and I want.
I don't.
I want Van Gundy.
I've never been impressed by Van Gundy.
I don't want.
Run it back, yo. You got your chance. Run it back.
You guys are
do
reliving making it to the finals and getting beaten 4-1 20 years ago.
I need a coach that's gonna relate to the player of the 2020s. Of the 2010s, dude. Like,
Jeff Van Gundy,
I don't need Jeff Van Gundy is not that guy.
We love Jeff Van Gundy. We're in our mid-30s, man.
Yeah, Jeff Van Gundy's not that guy. Mark Jackson's not that guy.
Nah, that's
Dave Fizdale might be that guy. He might be, but there might be too much pressure on him to win right away since he has that. You know, he did pretty well with the Grizzlies, and the Heat was, he was assistant over there. But give me something new. Give me something. Give me Stackhouse. Give me somebody young who's gonna have that energy.
Stackhouse is 40-some years old.
He's younger than all these motherfuckers.
All right, fair enough.
Like, give me somebody with some youth, dude. Give me somebody who's gonna play the type of game that is gonna lead me into the next
I seriously
generation.
am in shock that you said Jeff Van Gundy.
Jeff Van Gundy, without a doubt.
I can't even.
We're too nostalgic as New Yorkers, man.
Yeah, man. What the hell is wrong with y'all? You didn't even win.
You have to understand.
We almost won.
We almost won. That's very close.
And you were an 8th seed.
That's close enough. You guys got the same coach. All you did was won once.
Who?
You, Mavericks.
Got the same coach as what? We never fired him, and he's still widely considered a good coach.
Why is he considered a good coach? Y'all stay losing.
Yeah, that's honestly on Cuban. That's Cuban fucking up.
Yeah, but you
draft
cool with
Giannis. I don't love Cuban. I think Cuban's done a lot of great.
You're cool with your coach?
Yeah, because he maximizes talent as much as he can. Now there is nothing on that team.
Right. So
if Harrison Barnes is your best player, you got a fucking problem.
So he didn't get the right players.
That's on the GM.
He's making bad decisions. You don't think he has any role in that?
No, he's not. GM is Donnie Nelson.
Yeah, but you don't think that? I mean, I know for a fact that he has a role in that.
Okay, fair enough.
But like most coaches do, they're consulted. They're not just there to like tell them. Where to go.
Sure. But he wasn't his decision to pass on Giannis and get Shane Larkin. Wasn't his decision to let Tyson Chandler go because you want to sign free agents?
Well, one thing, look, all I'm saying is, for me, Jeff Van Gundy, I think, is an exceptional coach, and I thought he brought a pretty good Knicks team.
I love him as an announcer.
And he's
never
just a great
impressed
guy.
With him as a coach.
We need that.
He is a great guy.
He's a loyal guy. He's out there who will fight for you.
That's why you love him, because he held on to fucking Patrick Ewing's leg or whatever.
Like, I want to grab a drink with Van Gundy. I want to, listen to him say his kooky things on the air.
I love it. I want press
conferences. I don't want him to coach my team, though.
I want him to coach it.
He's basketball's John Madden.
If we're going to lose, just let me lose
with him.
We
are losing.
Yeah, but let me lose with a funny, interesting coach. At least let me get some joy out of losing.
Yo, the only reason why we love Eddie coach, for God's sakes. What are you talking about? Get Whoopi Goldberg.
I'm fine with
coach
that.
your team.
I would have a lady coach.
Listen, the only reason why people love Greg Popovich's funny anecdotes in the press conference because the fucking Spurs win all the time. If he was pulling that shit as the coach of the fucking Knicks, they would have got him out of here in a fucking day, dog.
Why don't you take
think
all
shit
that
is funny,
joke
huh?
right in time,
all
write
right.
some strategy, write some plays.
Fuck out of here. They would have got out of here.
We're going to get LeBron, so whoever LeBron wants, we're going to be fine with that.
Thanks.
So LeBron will pick his coach.
Let's hold on to that.
Is there anything else, guys? Is there anything else that we'd like to discuss?
Oh, man.
Yeah. There is for me.
You know what?
Dez. This is the worst sports year I think I've had in my life. The Nick Saban, who I don't like, wins a college football championship. Motherfucking Philadelphia wins a Super Bowl. And then Dez Bryant is gone, just cut, just released.
And
Captain selling him out, coaches selling him out. This man, if you're a Cowboy fan, his production's fallen off a little bit, but also Dak Prescott doesn't really seem to know how to throw to him. And he was willing to take less money. From his own words.
They
didn't even offer take less money. They just outright released him.
So they really believe that
it's
he's
not
done.
us, it's you. It's
Yeah, they
basically what
think he's
told
like a
him.
cancer. But players were tweeting, so many players were tweeting, like Cole Beasley, who's a receiver, a little white guy, not an attitude problem having guy, was like, I'm not going to say anything because then I might be next. Like the coach, the offensive coordinator apparently just wanted this guy gone. And that's what it was.
Flagrant
And this
2
is so sad.
listeners,
This is my favorite Cowboy.
This is why you should never, ever, ever get mad at a player who sits out to try to get his money.
Oh, hell no.
You should never, ever get mad at a single player for somebody who sits out to get his money. You should, Odell, whatever. If Odell wants to sit out until fucking January, let him sit out.
Get your money, dog.
Because when they feel like you're worth it, they will do whatever they need to do to make you feel like it. The moment your production slips even a tiny bit, they will cut this. He is Michael Irvin, Jason Witten, yada yada, all these legendary Cowboys receivers. He has more touchdown receptions than all of them. And his 1.5 all right season, he gets released. Like, there's no loyalty in sports, dude. This is exactly why.
Well, football especially.
Especially
It's been
football.
more like
Football players are like milk. You want to throw them out before they go bad, not after.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're seeing with Dez. They're like, he might have one more year, but he's not going to settle for a 1-year contract. He's going to want a 3-year contract. Do we want to tie ourselves
he's got
up?
2 years left on his deal. And if you offered, hey, would you take a pay cut? And he said no, and then you need to release him, all right, cool. But they didn't even offer. And by all accounts, this guy bleeds like he's a Dallas He's so happy to be a Cowboy.
Do you think that he would take a 1-year contract?
I think he would do maybe 2 years, $8 million a year with incentives to get whatever. There's a deal on the table where both sides could be happy.
So no is the answer to the question.
He might, you know what he might do? A 2-year deal with a 1-year option on our end.
Our end is the team's option.
Team option.
So then 1-year deal he would take.
I think so. He said he would have taken a massive pay cut, and he said money doesn't motivate him for his next team. He wants to go to the NFC East just to play the Cowboys twice a year.
And I love that, but I don't think he would take a pay cut.
Okay, ask. Find out. It's like saying that girl's too hot to go out with me, so I'm not going to ask.
Some girls are.
So, but ask. Go
Why?
get no. What do you mean why? You
Why?
would 100% encourage any guy just go get the no. It's
Do you
nothing,
think,
no harm in
I
it.
would encourage guys, yeah, but at the same time, do you think that what's it called, the Patriots would offer Gronk, or maybe Gronk is the wrong one. Do you think that the Steelers would offer Le'Veon Bell a 1-year deal?
Yeah. That's what a franchise tag is.
Yeah.
No, franchise tag is different. Franchise tag is different, and he won't accept that. But let's say
He accepted it last year.
Let's say that, but this year he won't. But let's say that they couldn't franchise him. Do you think that they would offer him the deal?
I don't understand. Just get to the point because I don't see what it
the
leads
point
to.
I'm trying to make is you can offer somebody something, but if you already know that they won't accept it, offering them is pointless.
But he said he would accept a massive pay cut.
Yeah, but pay cut is not years.
Yeah, so offer
These guys
him
want years.
So offer him a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
If that's a big deal. But in reality, it's not.
So why do you
They
think
don't
they
have
didn't
a good
offer him?
receiving core right now.
Why do you think they didn't offer him?
Because apparently, from what I've read, and so there's two sides coming out, right?
Yeah.
There's the one side which we've heard about where the team kind of starts leaking stories about how you're a locker room nuisance and
Cancer, all
and
that
like
shit,
oh
yeah.
they don't like his tirade on the sideline and he whatever.
What's the other side?
The other side is the players who all seem to love this guy, like they love this dude. Ex-players are like, yo, the problem the coaches probably had with him
So
is
who
he was
wants him gone?
the coach, the offensive
Why?
coordinator. Apparently, the offensive coordinator just said that he's a distraction, whatever. But a lot of people think he's very very not creative, and his job was on the line at some point. But then somehow he seemed to get more and more power, and now his voice is really powerful. He got the wide receivers coach fired. He got another positions coach fired, and then he got new position coaches instead of losing his job. Then he started kind of complaining about Dez. There's nothing you can do with this guy. He's not good. His talent is gone.
He thinks that Dez can't cut it, or he thinks
They
that
think
he's bad
Dez's
for the
production
team?
has fallen off, and it's not worth the quote distraction that he is. Now I don't know which side is right.
Is it possible his production has fallen off?
His production has fallen off, but there was a lot of talk. Tony Romo said it on a broadcast with Dez. There's a way you throw to Dez. Dez is amazing at going up and getting the ball and at its highest point. So you throw him a ball where he doesn't seem open, but you give him basically a 50-50 ball, and he's going to come down with it way more often than not, as opposed to the cornerback. Dak not doing that. Dak is like, I need to see you open, and then I'll throw it to you. And in the NFL, the windows just aren't that big a lot of times.
Yeah. Does that mean, do you think we've severely underrated Tony Romo for that?
Yes. Yes. I was a guy who underrated Romo, and then the one year he had a good offensive line, they went 12-4
He was a beast
against
that
Green
year.
Bay. That catch that should have been a catch, that was Romo throwing a ball to Dez that didn't look like he was open. Dez went up and caught it. They called it no catch.
That's the one thing I really liked about Romo. Like in his younger years, like he would throw those like costly interceptions that people would blow up out of proportion. But like he was the most Favre-ish looking dude I've seen since Favre.
He is 100%.
As far as like just being able to throw someone open.
And he was undrafted. It's crazy.
Yeah.
To be that talented, undrafted. Now I didn't like him for a long time, and I think I learned a lot seeing what he could do with a good offensive line versus a bad offensive line.
Yeah.
But I'm taking this Dez Bryant cut like a breakup. I've been wearing this sweatshirt since Friday. I was supposed to get my hair cut. I was like, what's the fucking point, man? I don't even know. I'm so sad. This is my Syria.
Man.
So he's really beloved.
Is this your mellow trade for me?
Maybe.
This
I
might be your
think
mellow
Cowboys,
trade for
the
me.
fans who love Dez.
Are you gonna
I
support
relate to
Dez?
Dez on a certain level, which is
Are you gonna support Dez?
yes.
If he goes to play for them?
If he doesn't go to the Eagles, I'll 100% root for him. That's the
Okay.
one team that
Even
would
the
not be like,
Redskins?
yeah, he's not going to do well in the Redskins. I hope he doesn't go there for
Okay.
his sake. I want him to go get a ring.
Okay.
I want Dez to get a ring.
So where does he go?
I hope in
Pats?
New England or
Whoa.
or the Packers
Giants.
or the Saints. Those are the three. I want to see him with those three quarterbacks: Rodgers, Breeze, Brady.
I like
Saints
that.
ain't even that far, right? It's only a few hours
That's a
from.
few-
It's
that's
a
like-
9-hour drive.
That's
That's
a hop,
an
skip,
hour and a
jump
half
from
flight.
New Orleans.
Oh
yeah.
wow!
It's a hop, skip, and a jump to New Orleans, man. He said he wants to see them twice a year, so that narrows it
Go
down.
get a ring, man. Fuck the money. Fuck paying back. Pay back Dallas by getting a ring with a great quarterback.
Well, he
And
could
I
do
wouldn't
that-
want
he
him to
could
go
do
to
that in
Seattle,
Philly.
but Seattle don't got the defense. He could
He
do
could
it
do that in
in
Philly.
Philly, but I hope he doesn't go there because Philly, I just can't root for
He
Philly.
can do that in
I'll
Philly,
be in Philly
man.
this weekend, the 20th and the 21st of April. Views from the Sis at Helium Comedy Club. Come
But
check it out.
Real quick, another interesting thing is in his interview he did on the NFL Network after he got cut,
Yeah.
he basically called out. He was like, people weren't straightforward with me, and that's what bothers me. Like, if I had a problem with you, I would talk to you. I'd
Yeah.
like to think if you had a problem with me, you would talk to me. People didn't do that. And she said, who? He said, Garrett's guys. Garrett and Garrett guys. And then he said, even if you wear a C on your jersey, that doesn't make you a leader or something.
Ooh, spicy.
So he's calling out the captains.
Oh, Jason Witten, hum.
He called, so it could be Jason Witten and a guy on the ticket that the radio station I always listen to. He said he saw Jason Witten the next day, and Jason Witten was like legit hurt. He was like, if I had the say that you think I have to say, a lot of these motherfuckers would have never made it on the team and made it on the team.
Damn.
And I think that's a shot at Greg Hardy, who beat the shit out of his girlfriend, and Jason Witten is like
Damn.
the leading voice in preventing domestic abuse, grew up in that household. He probably wanted no parts of Greg Hardy. And he's like, for 8 years, I invested in Dez
Yo,
doing well more than anybody.
How tough was it for
I
the
think-
dad who beat, what's the white guy's name? Jason
Witten's mom.
You know, when he started to see Witten grow. You know, when kids are little, they're not going to be 6'6",
And he's like,
250, and then that kid is in fucking middle school, 180 pounds, keeps growing like that gorilla in the new Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie. You know what I mean? Eventually, you got to start treating your mom a little nicer.
But yeah, so I don't think it was Witten. I think he means Dak. And that's what's really interesting.
Well, there's a video of Dak and Jason Garrett butt fucking. Did you see that video? Did you see that one?
No, but I'll check it out. I'll look it up.
Yeah, dude.
I'll watch
So
it.
they were like just fucking going at it, dude. Like,
It's good to see camaraderie on the team. You know what I mean?
oh, bro, they were, dude. It was crazy, man. It was. He like at one point in time, he like put the helmet on Dak, right?
Mhm, right?
Like as he's
Yeah,
pounding it from
yeah,
the back, he put the
yeah.
helmet on Dak, and then he spun the helmet around so the face guard is
Right, right.
actually
In the
on
back,
the
right,
back
right.
of his head, right?
Right.
And then he grabbed onto the face guard, and he was riding
oh, wow.
it, yeah,
Wow.
like the reins of a
Wow.
horse, and he was
Wow.
just fucking cracking that
You got a
shit.
really vivid idea of how gay sex
I was about
works.
to say,
You
that
seem
was-
like you've done this
that was
before.
wildly
What-
descriptive.
What are you guys
dude.
talking about? You guys are, huh? I'm just a football fan, dude. I don't know what you guys are talking about. You guys are crazy. You guys are so crazy. You guys are like so crazy. Okay, so there's like a lot of drama going down in Dallas.
Yeah.
Shit is sad.
What else? You haven't been paying attention the past 25
That's
seasons.
true.
Yo,
So there just happens to be some drama in
This one
Dallas.
hurt me
whatever.
more,
maybe that's
dog.
why. Maybe that's why I'm like so accustomed to it.
Yeah,
'cause
I'm
it
just
seems
like,
every year
as the
something
Cowboys
tragic
turn
happens,
every
yeah.
season, dude.
No,
It's the
I
Cowboys' turn.
Every season it's something with those motherfuckers, man.
I hate it.
They're the football Knicks.
They are, and I hate. I said this after they lost in the
They're the football
playoffs.
Knicks,
We
dude.
are the Knicks of the NFL.
We got
and it's
one
so
good
fucking
season.
embarrassing. Yeah.
We got our one good season, and we were like, yeah, we're back.
Yeah, and
then
I'm
it's
so
like,
tired of it. But I just love Dez because Dez is a dude I relate to in the way that, like, he just passionate and he says shit that he shouldn't sometimes. And I feel like I really relate to that. I mean, he just say some dumb shit sometimes, but it's all in love.
What he said it was dumb. What he said
He
it
just
was
always,
dumb.
he's always ranting and raving on the sidelines. I need the ball, whatever.
Well, he need the
guy,
ball.
He needs the ball. That's what I'm saying. Give the
When
man
he-
the ball.
When
Feed
he
him.
didn't get the ball, he gets cut. That's why he want the ball. Like, listen to him. He's not wrong.
Shit broke my
Yo,
heart,
fuck
dog.
it. I kind of want to
Broke
see him.
my
I
heart.
want to kind of see him for the Giants, man. I kind of want to see him play at the.
I just hope he doesn't do that to himself. Go win.
Yo,
They
did you
could
see
win.
the video with Odell Beckham Jr.?
I knew it was going to
What, dancing to the LSU
Fucking
band or
Jason
something?
Garrett. No, Yo, Jason Garrett is out there cracking Seaver cheeks, bro. It is not a game, dude. It was crazy, right? So what happened was,
Yo, what is you? What is
I
that?
knew
What
that
is
was
your
coming
problem?
next. Fuck.
What is your problem? dog?
what happened is he puts the shoulder pads on, right?
Okay.
But he puts them on backwards.
All right.
Where the strings in the front, they're now in the back, and he puts his middle finger in the strings like he's gonna tighten up like an ice hockey skate. You know what I mean? And then just uses that and just fucking goes at it.
Yo,
Cass.
My man has
Yeah,
vivid fantasies
I'm
about
good.
this.
I did not know.
Andrew too descriptive with his gay fantasies, dog.
Yo, that's a funny sketch. Like the dude that takes the gay jokes overboard. Like
Yeah.
he gets real descriptive. Oh, that's funny.
Kind of gross.
Yeah.
Kinda
Yo, suck
gross.
my dick, son. Like, for real, like spit on your hand a little bit first. You know what I mean? Get that shit lathered up. Then just
Rub
stroke
it
that
down a
shit.
little bit.
Rub it.
Not
la-
too fast.
Exactly.
A
Nah,
little
nah. Be easy with it. Drool a little bit. You know what I mean? Drink some cranberry juice. Your shit real acidic. You'd be like, what, dog? What are you saying right now?
You get it real acidic.
You are crazy.
Oh my gosh. What else? What else did we miss? Something?
Well, obviously, Gronkowski.
Oh, the Gronk.
Yeah. Him and Jason Garrett were.
I didn't see it coming that time. I didn't see
Yo.
it coming. That got me.
So
That got
this was the wildest thing ever, yo. Yo, this one,
Yo.
this was crazy, right? So, all right, so Gronkowski, right? Him and Jason Garrett, right? They're at dinner, ate, paid, left.
They put that on the video.
That's it, bro. They didn't even fuck or nothing. I was like, whoa, Jason, you really
Gronk a
changed.
gentleman.
He is a gentleman.
Yo,
Yeah, that's
apparently,
disgusting.
Gronk's house got robbed, and apparently I heard the story. His house is only $1 million. I respect this dude, Gronk.
Only
I
$1
think he
million?
low key in Boston.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, Boston,
nothing.
There's
That's
probably
nothing, yeah.
expensive property out there.
Yeah, that's nothing. I think this guy's actually real smart with his money. Like Gronk is not some fucking dummy.
Well, he's not wasting it on shirts.
Yeah, think all the money you save.
Bro, it was 70 degrees in New York on Saturday, and already the assholes walking around without shirts were doing it. Like the first fucking
Oh, they were
day.
exactly like, you know, how hot girls set aside their spring outfit in like January with the cleavage and everything. The hot girl is doing the exact same thing as the guy who's in good shape. Like he's just like, I can't wait for the first good day because it's
show
the
it
only
off.
thing they have to offer.
Yeah.
So just
and I
like, let
think
me
it's
just go
'cause-
out there shirtless. Let these hoes know I got something.
I think it also has to do with Jersey Shore coming back as well.
Yo, shouts to Jersey Shore. I
Shouts to
really hope
Jersey
that
Shore,
wins,
bro.
man.
I want the
Bro,
first
I
episode was
want it to
not
win.
good, dog. I
It
couldn't
isn't,
make it
bro.
through. I wanted to
You
watch
could?
it.
Aw.
You watched the
Not
whole
even
thing?
for the nostalgia trip, man.
I tried. Did y'all try watching it?
I watched it. I watched
You
the.
made
it was the reunion in
Yeah,
Miami. It was like an
yeah.
hour and a half long. I like seeing the grown and matured situation.
Son, he's going to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real ass.
Yo, he's going to prison for like some tax evasion shit.
Hopefully he'll get back in shape.
What, he got thickums?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My man got thick.
He got thick?
He's like
Yeah.
married, man. He got that marriage weight on him.
My
No
man
way.
built like
yeah,
Chloe.
Yeah.
Dude, did you hear what he's in going to prison
Oh,
for?
I'm not falling for this again.
So,
I'm falling for
Yo,
this.
why are there women's shoes in the fucking
yo,
studio?
dog, I don't know. There's like some girl.
Some
kids.
bitches' kids are just sitting here.
I
Oh
know.
gosh.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Alex,
out
who was here before us? Do you know?
We don't know.
So gotta be a white girl. Only a white girl would
Do you
leave
know this is
barefoot.
like Tom's,
Loudspeakers
the
Network?
Tom's.
We don't have any white girls on this
True.
network. Are you out of your
I
very
mind?
had a
true.
white guest on. She left her fucking
I'm just gonna leave my Toms here.
barefoot contest ass.
Tom's the greatest hustle. For every pair of Toms, we'll give a free pair of Toms to starving kids in Africa.
Yeah.
Why don't you give
Or you
some
could
bread? These kids
Or you
can't
could
eat
just
fucking
give them
slippers.
The fucking shoe.
Yeah,
like,
like,
I gotta play hardball.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on? There's people in Africa right now with 17 different pairs of Toms. They got rose-colored Toms, purple Toms, this, and they got an extended belly because they're trying to chew tethered, or whatever the fuck these.
Also,
things are
they
made
don't
of.
need shoes that don't feel like shoes.
Yeah, they
You know
need
what I
some
mean?
Kobe's. You know what I mean? Something with some
Put some
rock
Air Max
protection.
under there.
Yeah,
like, some
270
bubbles.
Exactly.
Some what is some
Get 'em some
hyperfuse or some
Timbs.
Flywire or something.
Tim's and those.
Jesus.
Nah, not even that. Like Merrill, you know the white dudes that
Yes,
go rock climbing.
white
Yeah,
man
yeah,
shoes,
some
yes.
Gore-Tex.
Some
or
white
some
father
shit.
shoes.
All donations should be food, man. Fuck out of here with this. They're
Can
good.
I eat these shoes?
That's it. Yeah, like come on. Why are we acting crazy, Tom?
Oh man.
Tom is wild. We need to get Tom on here, man. Motherfucker got into a little
Fuck
scandal
Tom.
recently, Tom. He was
What happened?
Y'all-
I bet I
y'all
have an
didn't
idea.
hear- Y'all didn't hear what happened with Tom?
What happened to
Nah,
Tom?
y'all didn't hear what happened with Tom, yo? It's crazy, right? So he was spinning in Jason Garrett's butthole. Just spin right in that shit, bro. And then like they didn't like
shit.
it or whatever like that, and then yeah, so that was that, man. Yo. Anyway, y'all seen that other
Yo, what about Adidas though?
Oh yeah, show the Adidas thing.
So Adidas is my asshole of the week. I don't know if this is our time for this subject yet.
Yeah, go
but-
for it. Go.
And
go.
I have friends at Adidas too. Like
Shouts to
they,
Adidas.
shout out to Madison and Cam and all
Fake
those
John
guys.
Mayer's Adidas, right?
Nah, not fake John Mayer. He's at Def Jam.
Oh, Def Jam.
But that was
Oh.
shout out to Pete Caden. But yeah, nah, Adidas, y'all some assholes. So a story came out today about Adidas saying they are willing to offer Colin Kaepernick an endorsement deal under the conditions that he signs with an NFL team.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Which is brilliant if they would just fucking just give him the endorsement anyway.
Nah.
Well, this
Like-
way you don't have to. This way you get the goodwill of
Without,
saying
you
we
know-
support
exactly,
Colin,
Yeah.
with never actually having to support Colin.
Nobody's gonna give him a contract.
Do you know how fast Colin Kaepernick Adidas merch will fly off the fucking shelves? Adidas would cement themselves as like the culture's brand. If you can
Are there
claim,
enough people in the
you got
culture?
Migos,
And that's his question.
you got Migos, you got
Yeah.
Kanye West,
But there are
you
not
got,
enough people,
you
man.
And
got the MVP of the league.
So signing the Migos, signing Kanye doesn't alienate white middle America the way signing Kaepernick would.
This is what a lot of times
I
black
feel
people.
like, I don't know if do people hate Colin Kaepernick more than they hate Kanye West?
Yes,
Bro,
they hate Colin
probably.
Kaepernick more than murderers.
I don't know, man.
More than
Kanye-
Alden Smith?
Kanye West is like a vet for like white people hating him.
No.
Like, Colin Kaepernick's just
No.
You really
people,
think so?
white
Really?
people fuck with Kanye?
As
yeah,
long as
yeah.
Kanye doesn't disrespect the flag or troops, these guys are wired differently than us, man.
Yeah.
That's
Nah.
their Bible, troops, flag.
so them be so
Pickup
him being
trucks,
All
that's
they
their shit.
got is that fucking flag, yo. That's all they got. They don't know where their family's from. Like your family's from Nigeria, you know where it's from, so you
Yeah.
could opt out of this America shit. You know what I mean? These people have been in America for fucking 400 years. They don't know that they don't relate to Poland. They don't relate to anything. The one thing that they feel proud about, because the rest of their life
Flag,
sucks,
America.
is this flag. And now they can't stand up for the flag. Not to mention everybody there got a relative that died in the war,
Yeah.
that got a leg blown off in the war. When you go to Ohio, when you go to these places, like I go and do these shows, there's vets all over there. Tons of veterans. Like when we're walking around New York, I mean, my neighborhood, I got a veteran hospital right there. Besides that, you don't see vets all over the place, but it's tons of veterans. This is where the Army comes from. So it's a very different relationship, regardless of it's right or wrong. That's not, I'm just saying
no, I hear you.
why people perceive it in a different way. Do you know what I mean? Like in New York,
So
we're
so did they just leak that because they know nobody's gonna sign him?
Yes, because you look good. You look look how progressive we are.
Yeah.
But they don't actually have to. And some people will be
You
upset
never
they
said
even
this
said
to a
that.
girl, like, "Oh, I wish you were in town. I wanted to take you to dinner." You know what I mean? Then she's in town. You're like, "Yo, just come over." You know what I mean? It's like, I was gonna take you to dinner, bitch, but now you're here. You
Now
might as
you're
well
here.
just come over. Like, you like
You
me?
eat on the plane? Like, For
You
sure.
didn't eat on the plane. I'm gonna get you a box. Get whatever snack box you want. Get the one with the hummus and the chickpea chips.
Man.
Do you know how mad black people would be if somebody sponsored the white guy at Starbucks who had the black kids arrested?
Oh God.
That's how mad white America is at anybody who signs Colin Kaepernick. I'm not talking about skill level or right or wrong or whatever. I'm just talking about rage levels.
Son, K
Like,
Swiss is signing
like,
that white guy at Starbucks
Oh,
to an
man.
exclusive
I feel you.
10-year deal.
I feel you. I forgot what fucking company almost gave George Zimmerman like a reality show or some shit.
Oh,
But
my
black
God.
people are not fucking having that.
There you go.
bro.
At all. Nah, I feel okay. Makes sense. All right.
That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that.
And it's a smart
Perspectives.
political.
I
Now,
like getting different perspectives.
what I hope is,
Uh-huh.
as a team picks up Kaepernick, and then we get to see if they keep the same energy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because I have a feeling that they might not keep the
Oh,
same
I don't think they will at all.
Do you think if it's a money, and I doubt it's a money thing. I think he's taken care of. But you
Oh, he's good.
maybe you think he takes like even like the most minimal deal, just hoping that
prove
Adidas
a
like
point.
matches it.
He
like,
That's brilliant.
like, oh, I don't need to take. I could take the fucking the absolute minimum you can give
Let
me.
me tell you
'cause
something.
Adidas
Adidas
going to
is
give me $10 million.
Yeah,
Okay, fair enough. Nobody's even going to offer him a minimum.
at all.
It's just not worth the circus. This is why I think, in a very different way, I think this is what happened to Tim Tebow. Like, Tebow wasn't the worst quarterback ever, and
He
I
wasn't
loved
worth the
him.
circus.
I loved Tebow, and I thought
Yeah, I was
Tebow
a
won,
Tebow
put him on a
fan.
team.
I was a Tebow fan.
But he's not good enough to justify the fucking circus that comes with it.
Ooh, so circus, regardless if it's positive or negative, is a distraction for the team, and we don't want
And,
that.
Oh,
and
we-
Kaepernick is a
they've
different
proved.
circus, a negative
Yeah.
circus. It's just a fucking hatred, and
yeah,
sales are gonna suffer. I don't want to deal with none of that shit.
And
He's
the
good. He's better
NFL's
than Tebow, but like the circus is that much bigger and that much more negative, and it's just not worth it. And this is someone on the ticket said this, but I thought this for a long time. Why can't an owner just say that?
yeah.
It's not about the flag. It's just listen. It's all the shit that would come with signing him is just not worth it.
Yeah. I would if I was an owner, I'd just put it on the fans, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'd be like, listen, we wanted to sign him, but like, look how you motherfuckers act every time we even mention him.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we could use a quarterback like him. Like, if we could sign him and it's not going to be a distraction and you guys aren't going to make a big shit about it, sure, but am I willing to bet my career on that? No.
Blame
Because as soon as
ESPN.
anybody shows him anything about him, you guys go fucking nuts.
If ESPN agreed not to cover every fucking anthem, I might sign him.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. This is the best case scenario for Colin.
I think so too.
If he cares, which I know he does, cares about the movement. Because what happens with movements in America or with anything in America is we forget about them immediately. We can only think about one thing.
Yeah.
Right now it's Starbucks. Tomorrow it will be, some trans thing. The next day it will be some woman thing. The next day, and it will just keep on going. And then we'll hate Trump for something in Syria. And we just keep on going. But Colin not being on a team has kept the conversation going for 2 years now. And the longer the conversation goes, the more we're forced to at least acknowledge these things that he's talking about, have conversations amongst ourselves with these things we were talking about. So maybe he doesn't want to be on a team because he recognizes the value in the long term of not being
I think he would love to play, but I think he's like, it's not the worst. There's a silver lining to the cloud of me not playing.
Man.
Yeah.
This guy fucking cares. You cannot say he doesn't care.
He's an amazing dude from the one time I met him. I remember before any of this happened, I was like, that's the nicest celebrity I've ever met in my life.
Yep.
Now, further to your point, there's a great Patrice bit about how the news is important because it tells us when to stop caring. Because they'll take this story and we'll watch it and we'll grab onto it. Then when it's used up and they feel our interest wane, they'll make us care about some other shit.
Yeah.
Colin not being signed, they can always just come back to it. Oh, look, he's still not signed. Oh, look, he said this.
That's what I'm saying.
The second he's signed, that story's done and the media
always
stops.
there. And then they'll ask
And
him.
he's currently suing the league. So the more that he's not getting any NFL looks, only helps his
And you
collusion
can't
case.
really prove collusion.
You can't prove collusion, but it helps the collusion case.
Yep.
And then once he's interviewed, they're going to ask him, will you stand for the flag? And he'll be like, no, I'm not. And that brings back attention to the issue. As long as he's in the public eye, the issue is in the public eye. And that's the best thing for the issue, right? So if he doesn't get on a team, he gets what he wants. If he does get on a team, he gets what he wants. Colin really can't lose. And I think that's something that we have to acknowledge here. What he cares more about than football is awareness.
It's
So
also
that's the ultimate goal for him. So I know it sounds wild to say, but he gets his ultimate goal by not being on a team. If he does become on a team and all of a sudden it's like, okay, I'm going to stand for the flag now, and everybody's happy.
go
and
away.
Bigger picture,
it might
this
go
is
away,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
It might go
and he
a
doesn't want it to
fucking
go away.
Yeah.
And even if he was selfish, which I don't think he's a selfish guy, but like for his legacy, this is the greatest thing ever.
Facts.
He's going to be remembered long after any of this. Whereas his career wasn't what it was. The heat had fizzled on Colin Kaepernick being a great quarterback. Not saying he was bad, but people weren't like, yo, he's
No, he's not going to be a
Oh
superstar.
yeah, those first 2-3 years that we were talking like he's
And in
elite.
the last
He's
couple
an
years,
elite
we were like, what the
quarterback.
fuck happened to Colin Kaepernick? Even before the kneeling.
Yeah.
We were like, what the fuck happened to Colin Kaepernick? And now we remember him as a great quarterback whose stats were comparable to Garoppolo's. Blah, blah, blah. That lives on. And you save your brain.
That's true.
My man is going to live
That's
50
true.
years longer.
Dude,
Nessa
and I
is
think-
safer with you
Yeah.
than she will be if you play.
Facts.
And I think we really need Colin Kaepernick's brain more than
Yes.
his arm.
Imagine
So,
if Ali-
1,000%.
Imagine if Ali didn't take 1,000 more hits to the head.
Yeah.
True.
That's what Kaepernick could be.
Wow. Never looked at it like that.
Yo. Sometimes things happen for a reason. I know that sounds cliche, but I truly believe in
It's
it.
truth.
And you find I was talking to Duval about this, but he talked about like finding his place in the ecosystem, and we all find our places in the ecosystem, and weird things happen in our lives and our careers that push us in these different directions. But often we get pushed, if we're being true to ourselves, we get pushed in the direction where we need to be.
Facts.
Like, in order for Colin to achieve this goal that he's looking for, which is to raise awareness and hopefully make change, he can't be in the league.
I mean, he's already an icon. Like, he's already, like, he doesn't have to play a single snap for the
That's
rest of
it.
his life.
Done.
Like, he's already,
Cemented.
when you
He's
think
smart with his
of-
money, and he got a big ass signing bonus from San Fran, like
We're
$25
good.
million.
He's good,
Oh,
so he's
he
going to be
is
good
the-
financially.
He is the definitive sports political figure of our
That's-
time.
that's
and
it.
it's like more than LeBron, more than
He was willing to
God,
sacrifice
who
more.
else?
He was willing to sacrifice more.
I don't know who you could even compare him to. You know what I mean? As far as like an athlete who's
It's
sacrificed.
Ali.
Ali.
It's
Well,
Ali,
yeah.
but he just wasn't as good as Ali. But Ali gave up the game for 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, he couldn't fight for 3 years. I think it was because
Yeah.
of
yeah, because of
he didn't wanna go to war.
Vietnam.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think what happens is he found his place in the ecosystem, and it is the place that he should truly be in. And
Right.
we'll all find that within our own careers.
Right.
You know, I think about that with myself with stand up. You know, I get frustrated sometimes that I'm not getting these TV looks for stand up, and then I realize, whoa, I can't do stand up in its truest form the way I want to do it on TV. They're all too scared to have that kind of dangerous and edgy conversation. But it gets big ratings when I put it out on YouTube, and people get really excited, and people are coming out to these shows, and I'm selling out these shows, and it's like, wait a minute, no, this is where I'm supposed to be. There's a reason I'm doing these podcasts. I'm supposed to be in a space where I can say what I want because people need to hear that right now. You know what I mean? And shit, the same thing might happen with you, Kaz, all the things that are going on for you right now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know how much we can talk about it.
We could talk about it a little bit.
Well, all I'm saying is like you've transitioned in your career, right? You had a transition
Yeah.
that happened to change your job, and by that happening, you are in potential to have one of your dreams,
Oh yeah, no, the ink's dry. We can
Occupation.
talk about
the
it.
WWE.
Yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
for those of you guys who don't know, if I could brag about you a little bit, Kaz just got hired by the WWE to be one of the writers.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know Kaz outside of this, he's a massive WWE fan. And these are the very coveted jobs. It's a very difficult.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like if you asked me a year ago, I mean, I was knee deep in Bleacher Report and that was like everything to me. And granted, like it didn't end the way I wanted it to end, but it was one of those things where like, okay, well, if that didn't happen, as comfortable as that was, I never had the opportunity for
That's
this
all I'm saying,
like
dude.
incredible.
I remember
thing.
telling you,
Find-
you're
you
going to be
find-
so good.
And it's true. It's like that's what I'm saying. Like you have that moment where we're sad, we're down when things don't end the way that we want to end, or things don't happen the way we want to happen. But I'm starting to believe the older I get, that you find your place in the fucking ecosystem. And if you're being true to yourself, and you're true to yourself, and within a few months of shit not happening, this pops off here is working. You get the other opportunity at this, and then you get your dream job.
Yeah.
So, but if we knew if we could express how low you were a few months ago.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like
Yeah.
people
Y'all
don't,
would
people
not
don't
even
see
imagine.
that.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
don't see that. You got to be down.
But
down,
you needed to
down,
have that
but you
happen,
need
yo.
that. Yeah,
Because this is where you're supposed to be. If you were over there, you wouldn't get this opportunity.
yeah. It sounds cliche, and it really does. But like you, honestly, like it truly does get darkest before like it gets dawn. Like before.
My
it gets
best
dawn.
friend, real religious dude, shouts to Luther. Luther Jackson's told me a couple times when things are low. He goes, sometimes God takes something off your plate so he can put something bigger on.
Yeah.
And that's something. And I read a book one time, like where they were arguing atheism versus religion. And then I closed it because I thought it was slanted because one guy said something like, if there's a God, why do all these bad things happen? And then it was a preacher he was talking to. The preacher's response was, you're not as smart as God. You can't understand why things happen. And I was like, that's bullshit. And I'm not saying I have the answer to that, but as I've gotten older, I've accepted that idea more that, like, we don't know what the fuck any of this is for.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it works out. There's a lot of people it doesn't work out for. I don't get that either. But, like, I'm not.
I truly believe in like
Yeah.
the trust in the universe now, and like that the world just like works in a rhythm, and like sometimes like like you didn't get the fucking Netflix fucking whatever, but like you just sold out 5 fucking shows in New York City. You know what I'm saying?
It was
like,
bananas.
And it was bananas. We was there for that, and we saw that, and it's like sometimes we don't get the certain shit that we want because like what we really want, we're kind of scared. Like, I was almost like,
Get it out.
You're kind of scared to even like really take that jump. Because,
Get it out.
Nah, it's not possible. I can't really do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
Because once all you have is that, that's when it's like, okay, well,
I
it's
truly
there.
believe if you're honest with yourself, you'll get what you want. It's just a lot of times you don't realize what you want.
Yeah, yeah.
You will get what you want. There's a lot of comics that we know, they don't really want to be big comics.
Yeah.
They think they do, but they don't really.
They're
They just
comfortable
want
being.
they want community.
Yeah.
They want some friends to hang out with. They
Yeah,
want
yeah.
They're not going to put in the hours that we maybe will put in to do it,
Right.
right? And that happens with all different careers. You might say, "Oh, I want to be the CEO of this company," but you don't really want to. You want to hang out in the Hamptons. You want to have, and that's why
You want
you'll
that
say,
life. You
Yeah.
don't really want that career.
you'll stay
going
where
for
you
shit.
are, But I think you'll be directed. And I remember I'm doing those shows even this weekend. I was so fucking humbled by everybody coming out. I'm so happy you guys got to come. But like,
That was so dope to see.
dude, it was. I couldn't
Y'all
believe
both
it.
killed, by the way.
Thank you
man.
so
Like,
much.
That shit was
Thanks,
fucking.
man.
Shouts to Kaz. I came
Hilarious.
Saturday when I didn't have shows. Kaz came both nights to support.
Yeah.
Friday
man.
and Saturday.
So it was one of those things where I'm up there and I was like, I even had moments reflecting up there. I had my parents come. I never have my parents come, and I was just like, and I'm doing my act, and I'm like, this can't be on TV. It would cause too many problems being on TV, but it's sold out.
Yeah.
The market decides. The market makes a decision what is good and what isn't. And it's like, oh, they were wrong. The execs are wrong. The market is right. TV's not there yet.
Yeah.
TV will catch up eventually.
And that's the thing, man. Like eventually, what you really want, if you go this way, like they're gonna have to. You're gonna have to force their hand, and by the time you force their hand, when they come to you, you have all the bargaining
the
chips. And
leverage.
it's like, no, like I don't need you because I got this already.
We got the army, man.
Yeah.
I got
so-
I got these people coming out. It's like that's what I want.
Mm.
And then we get to have fun. It was so cool, man.
It's really cool, man. I think like things are just really happening for everybody around us, and like everybody's just really, just I don't know.
We're
I
cooking,
hate to get,
man.
I hate
It's
to
a
get,
good time. We're
Yeah, like I
cooking.
had to get I hate to get real hippie-ish on everybody, but it's like man, you sometimes really just gotta
Nah, it's
trust
not
the
hippie if you
process
black,
and-
man. It's just God.
It's religious of me.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about being a minority. We don't have to feel corny about it. We are religious peoples.
It's facts. But I just think
If I'm spiritual, I'm a cuck.
Yeah, I hate spiritual white people with all my
if
heart.
You guys are spiritual. You're in
like,
touch with
come
Yeah.
your
on,
roots.
man,
Yeah.
it's cool, man. Everything's good. But
Spiritual white people, I'm like, just throw a fucking Bible in my face, please. I can respect you that way, you fucking cuck.
So wear the fucking little collar around the
Yeah,
neck.
you know what I mean? Commit. White spiritual people are just Hindus who don't want to give it up to us. You believe in karma and old souls and yoga. Get out of my face.
That Indian shit? No,
Yeah.
not that.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking about with your old
You
job?
were at the same point.
Yeah.
You were saying that.
No, I was just saying, like, right now, I just feel like, I was talking to my boy, Brandon Jinx Jennings. Shout out to Brandon. He's over at Complex. He hosts a bunch of shit for them. And he was like, right now it's everybody's like graduation year. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's kind of done, you know, like you guys have done MTV a bunch of times. You guys were doing stand up, and it's like we're always looking for that next step, or like what's after that. You know what I mean? And right now is that year where everyone's just starting to really figure that out. You know, and it's just really dope to see. Just like, you know, just as friends and just like fans too of like y'all shit. Like I'm a stand up. I just love. I'm like a stand up junkie. Like I love watching it and like just having two really good friends who are like excellent at it as friends first, and then as a fan, it's really dope to see.
Thank you, man.
It's like, you know, it was really tight. If you didn't come out this weekend for New York, you know, like whatever, catch
Y'all
them next
missed
time.
it.
It was really dope.
Drive to Philly.
Yo, to Kaz's point, just pontificating on the whole thing in general, I think we all, when you have something that it's not exactly what you want to do, but it pays money, you get very comfortable with that safety.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, will take that thing away and say, nah, man, you need some fear. You need to get out of this comfort zone so you can go chase the thing you've been afraid to chase, which for you was WWE, and that's so fucking...
Yeah.
that, like, makes me emotional, like, that you got that. That's a fucking dream,
Oh,
man.
that's one of those things, like, I just never, like, it was always a dream in my head, but I just never, like, it was one of those things that I didn't even, like you said, like, I was comfortable. Like, I was comfortable in my own joint, and, like, you know, bills are paid, and everything's cool, and that's great, but, like, I never even had, like, the balls to be like, man, fuck it, why not just do this? Like, this is what I'm passionate about. This is what I love to talk about, like, all the time, and I incorporate it in everything I fucking do. Like, why not? And then it's just, like, in your face, and it's like, all right, well, here you go. Go do it.
And there's a freedom with fear of not having any safety and just being like, all right, fuck it. Let me go chase the thing I really want because I got nothing else anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm either going to go broke. Either way, I'm probably going to go, but let me at least chase the thing I want. And sometimes you need that.
I'd much rather swing. I'd much rather strike out swinging than strike out looking, man.
We were talking on Brilliant Idiots about this, and the value of coming from poverty.
Yeah.
Is that you're comfortable there. So, like, my mom came from nothing, and she was way more brave than my dad in economic decisions.
Yeah.
Because she has no fear of being poor.
Yeah.
She grew up poor.
Right.
She knows poor.
Yeah.
She can thrive with poor.
Facts,
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, what? We just go back to poor? Yeah, I got more experience with that than I got rich.
Yeah.
Right? And Charlemagne spoke on that, too. He was like, yeah, I grew up with nothing. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm comfy there. It's good. And we had Ashley Coleman was there, and he said the same thing, and she said the same thing. And I've realized, like, I didn't grow up that way. I have a fear of going down there. You know, I look at my bank account. I have to force myself not to, but I like seeing the comma. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
seeing them. You know what I mean? And I like just knowing that I'm good. I don't want to go. And it's one of those things that, you know, at least tell people who are listening. It's like, if you don't have anything, there is immense power behind that once you utilize it.
And there's a
once
motivation.
you realize nothing can go the other way and you're comfy in that situation, lose it all and then get it back again.
Yeah.
Once you have nothing and you get something, if you lose it all, you already know you can get something again.
True.
Let's go.
And seeing the comma go away, you'll work harder than you ever did. That comma, when you see that comma, when it's going down from 4 to 3 to 2 to 1 before the comma, it's yo, I gotta fucking work.
Yeah.
Time to cook.
Yeah, definitely. Life will throw you some of the weirdest motivation you'll ever know, man. And it's like once you get to that point where just like whatever it is, whether it's like the fear of going broke or the fear of not going broke, because it's like whatever, you've been there before, like just like fear in general. Like once you like just understand it, not like be motivated by it, not be scared of it, but just knowing it.
Accept it as
just
emotion.
accept it as a thing that's gonna happen. Like you'd be surprised at what you could accomplish with that shit. So.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Hate to get real gay on the end of the episode.
No.
But
I do think there's some people who are
I think it was tight though. People needed to
Definitely
hear
a lot
that,
of people
man.
going to call us cucks. There's a few people who will need and appreciate that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know, so
Go be great.
Yeah,
Thank
go
you,
out there,
man.
be great, man. We've
for
had
those wondering, I'm not leaving the show, by the way. So I got a lot of.
Somebody
tweets about
asked, what does that mean for Flagrant 2? I said, we winning.
That's
That's what it means is we winning.
We're gonna have
Exactly,
some opinions about these storylines in the WWE.
Man, we going to the next WrestleMania. It's in New
Yo,
York.
we're going there deep.
We going.
Yeah, it's in MetLife
Facts.
next year, bro.
Oh,
we're there
it's there.
deep.
That's
We're
not
there
even a
deep,
question.
man.
So before we stop, I would just like to leave you guys on there's a video. I don't know if you heard Jeff Van Gundy.
What's so wrong with you, bro? There's something wrong with you.
So
yo.
he was hanging on Jason Garrett's leg, and he was hanging on his leg like a little Boston Terrier.
Oh man!
And then he climbed up his back and then just opened up that asshole.
Do you think I like Jason Garrett? Is it? I'm wondering. You think you're fucking with me because I don't like him.
No, I know you don't like him.
Here we go.
There's nothing
I
else.
feel bad calling out your punchlines. That's my only defense.
I know.
Is to be like, nah, fuck you. I know it's coming.
You can't just let me be great. You can't
Fuck
just
you.
let me be great for the fans.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna stop doing that.
I know that you don't like Jason Garrett. I know you haven't liked him for a long time. I have nothing else to say about that, frankly. Who is your favorite guy on the Cowboys besides Dez?
I don't know anymore.
There's nobody that Witten. You don't like Witten?
I like Witten.
You do like Witten?
I could not.
It's a funny thing you say that. Dude, there's this wild. There's this wild Japanese porn video I was watching.
This is the hardest I ever seen Alex laugh.
Dude,
He's losing it right now.
Dude, it's crazy. So Witten, he's in Japan and he's on this massage table, and he's getting a massage, and then she goes, oh, okay, you can turn over, and he turns over, and his erection knocks the towel off. And
it's too descriptive.
His
This
dick
shit is uncomfortably vivid.
I'm uncomfortable right
It's
now.
uncomfortable
Dude.
how much you've thought this
you gotta
through.
watch.
Like it's a vivid picture in your imagination.
You gotta watch the video. And his
You watched the whole
I
videos,
watched the whole
huh?
video. Yeah, it's crazy. So the erection moves the towel away, and the Japanese
This makes me
woman
uncomfortable.
walks back into the massage room, and she's like, Godzilla!
Alex leaving the room. Alex leaving the room.
Otani-san!
I hate you all.
All right, that's been another episode of Flagrant 2, guys. Anything to plug, real quick?
Yes.
Go,
This,
my G, go.
Okay, let's see. This
I got I got an important announcement, so don't turn the thing off right now. Go.
Friday, tune into Uninterrupted The Score each and every Friday on Spotify Spotlight, wherever you find podcasts. This Saturday, Atlanta, Georgia, we are taking over Masquerade. Untitled is touching down. It's going to be crazy out there. We got DJ Drama, Don Cannon, DJ Scream. A lot of surprises. It's Atlanta, so everybody's down there. So definitely get there. Tickets is damn near sold out. So if they ain't sold out by the time this podcast is out in a few hours, then you might be shit out of luck. But
get those tickets, guys.
Get those tickets. And we'll be in New York next month for Hammerstein Ballroom. It's the best fucking time you'll ever have.
This party is crazy, man. I thought Kaz was just talking. To be honest with you, I was like, whatever, it's a party, big deal. The fucking line I saw in LA, I've never seen a line like that in my life.
Yes,
Not
sir.
for Jordan 11, nothing.
Yes, sir.
No line I've ever seen like this.
Yes, sir.
Springsteen concert for white people, nothing like this concert. Nothing.
So make sure you come through. Also, check out the Wrestle Rap podcast. My boy Emilio Sparks and the MLW Network every Saturday as well.
Just check out wrestling, and then let's.
Yes.
And then with this, Kaz, you can't tell us what's gonna happen, but I want you to tell us what you thought of
I won't tell you what's gonna happen.
after the fact.
but
Be like,
we'll,
oh, that was me.
I'll say it to you guys off the air when I
Okay,
when
all
I
right,
write
word.
some shit. That'll be me.
Word.
You gotta go. You want me to go?
No, Andrew, you go. I don't even have anything.
Oh, okay, perfect.
It's the big announcements. Huh?
Okay, so I'm taking.
There's a video.
There's a video. No, I'm taking views from the sis to Jason.
Stop it.
Sorry. No.
Stop
So
it.
I'm taking views for the Sits of Europe, man. I just announced it. I'm doing Europe. I'm going to do the 11th of September to the 19th of September. I'm going to do 6 different cities. We're going to do London. We're going to do the Leicester Square Theater on the 11th of September. We're going to do Antwerp, the Schweder. I don't even know the fucking pronounce that shit. But on the 13th, the 16th, we're doing Amsterdam. 17th, I'm doing Oslo. 18th, I'm doing Copenhagen. 19th, I'm doing Stockholm. So pay attention right now.
Yeah.
Pre-sale tickets, okay? Pre-sale tickets go on sale the 18th of April. All right? I did a pre-sale because I want all you guys to gobble up the tickets before people who don't know who I am. I want you guys to have the first opportunity. Okay, so if you got friends out there in any of those cities, if you're out there in those cities, gobble up those tickets quickly because the 20th they go on sale to the general public. So 18th to the 20th is just for the asshole army, the brilliant idiots, brethren, la familia idiota, the Wester Bros fans. Anyway, make sure you go cop that. That'd be so great, man. I appreciate it. I did the Breakfast Club last week. I had a fun interview. If you guys want to check that out, man, listen to that.
It was very funny.
Yeah, we had a fun little combo, man. It was cool. So check that out. Say what? 300. Oh yeah, we're up to 300K on it, man, which I thought was pretty cool, man. It's amazing what platforms can do. And then this weekend, obviously, I'll be in Philly, and then we'll be the 20th and 21st at Healing for Views from the Sis. And then Akaash and I are going to be in Texas, man. Akaash is going to do all the shows with me. And you guys are getting a special treat in Texas. So that's Dallas on Thursday and Friday, 26th, and then 27th, then the 28th in Plano, and then the 29th in Houston. All right, so shout out if you guys are out there. Let us know. If you are trying to get balled on, let us know. We're excited for some good weather. And then I got San Francisco, May 10th through 12th. Make sure you get those tickets out there, man. Spread the words out in SF. And then go to check the rest of my schedule for more stuff of what's going on, man. Thank you guys so much for supporting. I appreciate the fuck out of you. Oh, also, real quick, my bad, man. Toronto, we rescheduled the show. I'm sorry, I wanted to say it in the beginning, but we're gonna say it now. So yeah, we got weathered out, man. The weather just wouldn't allow us to do it. Sorry about that. But we are gonna come back. We're gonna come back. We try to do everything we possibly could do, man. We tried to change flights. Alex even got me to rent a fucking car, and we were gonna drive up, and he said he was gonna drive up at 120 miles per hour, and to make it. But the weather was just like unbelievably bad, and the venue called us. They were like, "Do not come." There's been 1,200 accidents in one day or something crazy like that. It's just not worth it. Anyway, so we're gonna reschedule it. We're gonna do both of those shows the 9th, and I got a little special surprise for you, man. I got my guy Cypher Sounds gonna come up with me on the 9th. Hopefully, Alex can come up.
Shout out to Syph, man.
Yo, shout out to Syph, man. Syph DJ. So he's going to come up. I'm going to try to get him to do his DJ comedy thing, man. He does this cool thing where he does stand-up, but he also adds some, like, music elements into it because, you know, that's his DJ background. Anyway, y'all up in Toronto, you know about Syph. Y'all fuck with him. So that's going to be a fun night. So the May 9th is going to be at the Royal Cinema again. And what's happening is there'll probably be some people who can't go to that show. They can only go to the original one. Those tickets will go back onto the market. Okay? So for everybody who's like, yo, both shows are sold out, I couldn't go, there will probably be some tickets released again, and I'm going to update you guys on that. So, yeah, thank you so much for all the support and everything, man. Keep it tight one time. And, yeah, this is the Flagrant 2 podcast. Thanks for listening. Peace.